Welcome to the Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, Western North Carolina High School Scout and Streaming Series presented by CamWood Bats. We're live from Mills River, North Carolina on the beautiful campus of West Henderson High School for an out-of-conference matchup between the Rockets of AC Reynolds and the Falcons of West Henderson.
Well, if you can hear us and if you can see us, then we have defeated the monster that is the black hole of Haywood Road, where if you know what I'm talking about, if you're from Henderson County, there is no internet, no Wi-Fi, no cell phone service ever on this road. But we got Starlink. Hopefully it's shooting up into the stars and hitting the satellites the right way today. And this could open up a door to finally broadcast here at West Henderson, because this is one of our finest teams, one of our finest stadiums, and a great coaching staff here too, led by Jackie Korn. Big fan of Jackie. We'll get into that in just a second. Broadcast sponsor, you know, every day they're our headliner here. It's CamWood Bats. They're located up there in Haywood County. They serve baseball and softball players all across the nation, though, so not just specific to our mountains, but proud of our mountains. Game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more are available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. And remember, as part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure you're using that coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all your purchases through their website. Found out, I went up there the other day, found out they're making torpedo bats.
Oh, Lord.
So if you want one, go check it out.
Talk a lot about that today.
Not a fan of them myself, but, you know, we'll get to that later.
Well, excited to be out of West Henderson High School. Got here before school let out. Got here early. Got the camera set up. Got a couple new tech items around the diamond today. Excited to get out here. Beat the weather. It sprinkled for maybe 10 seconds. Field's looking beautiful. Falcons are taking in and out. That'll lead us into our pregame show. Meineke is the pregame and postgame sponsor for Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. With numerous locations in the Western North Carolina region, there's no better spot to get your vehicle seen and serviced. Whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires and wheels, AC, you name it. Meineke is doing car care right in West North Carolina.
Well, this whole pregame show could just be watching Coach Korn hit fungo. Just one of the most masterful fungo hitters I've ever worked with. When he was at North Henderson, just pure. Golly, I just love his ability to put a baseball where he wants to. Great softball player, too, now that he's retired from the game. But Jackie, he was a North Henderson Knight. He set records there at North Henderson. He went to Western Carolina, and then he ended up transferring to Brevard when they were a D2 back in the day. So a very talented baseball player himself. And he's a state championship now since winning that 2023 state championship. On the other side, a very solid staff as well, led by Coach Michael Stakar. Big fan of Coach Stakar. He's been a great supporter of Baseball University for years. He was the coach that he did not take over for Coach Craig. I feel like there was one coach that was there for a one and done, but Stakar has brought some stability to the AC Reynolds program. A bit of a tough year. They've had a tough schedule, but plenty of time to turn it around and make the playoffs. Very good matchup here, out-of-conference matchup that has a lot of history. A lot of these kids grow up playing against each other. How far is Reynolds? I'd say it's only about 15 miles maybe apart.
If that, yeah, you get up on 26th and then take 74 over. So it's like a lot of these kids, you know, they're on the county borders. They know each other. They grow up playing youth ball together. Some of the the all-star teams from, say, Oakley, South Buncombe, Henderson County. So these kids are all friends. Their parents work together. So.
Well, we're going to go ahead and flash that coaches poll real quick. I know we're halfway through the season, but just want to give you an idea of, in the beginning of the year, what the coaches thought was going to happen. AC Reynolds right now struggling a little bit, 4-6, 1-4 in conference. Again, they've already played their games against TC and I think Asheville. It's a tough string of games there, but you can see that in the preseason conference poll, they were selected to be a top 3 team, and there's still plenty of time for them to turn it around.
Win the 3A side of the split conference.
That's true. So technically, they're still up. They could potentially win the 3A conference.
Yeah.
Now, Coach Stakar, again, this is his 5th season. Last year, they were 13-12, 7-5 in conference. They did make the playoffs. They beat High Britain in the first round, 6-2, before a 12-5 loss to Oak Grove in the second round. West Henderson, they've been perennial winners. They lost a ton of seniors last year, but still selected to finish second in the conference, and that's where they stand right now behind Tuscola. Pisgah and West Henderson split last week. Brady Duvall, who you're going to see on the mound tonight, did a marvelous job picking up the W, going complete game against them. But like I said, they split that series, and that's kind of where we're at. We saw North Henderson on Tuesday. They beat East Henderson, and it's going to be those 4 teams fighting it out at the top most likely, with Smoky Mountain trying to make a statement too, but they got to catch up in conference after losing to Franklin the other night. They're now 2-4. West Henderson, again, state championship in 23, conference championship last year. They were 21-5, 11-1 overall. Won in the first round against Asheboro, 3-0. Second round, they met North Lincoln again. I think it was the third year in a row they played North Lincoln in the playoffs. Beat them 8-2 before a tremendous game here at home. It was so much fun to watch, but they lost to Tuscola in the third round, 7-2, and that was Tuscola's coming out party. Right now, 8-5, 4-2 in conference. Started off 2-3. We were down there in Crest. Saw them when they lost 10-7. Brady Duvall was on the mound that night. Struggled a little bit with control, but showed the stuff. And I'm really hoping that we see the Pisgah start version tonight, because what I heard, and this is something that I've kind of been bugging him a little bit about, is he's going from the stretch now. His head is finally still. He's going to let that mid-80s velo eat a little bit and get into the zone. This past week, again, like I said, they split with Pisgah. They lost 3-2 on Tuesday last week, beat them 3-1 on Friday. That was the game that Duvall was pitching. And this week they played Brevard last night, right? Was that last night?
That was last night. That was a try to get a big comeback from the Blue Devils.
Yeah, they went into the final inning down 9-3. They put up 5, but West Henderson held on to take the one-run lead and win 9-8. AC Reynolds this week. Last week is when they played Asheville. They lost. This week they've only played Hickory Grove Christian. That's a good private school. They beat them 4-2. So I know Coach Stakar is hoping that is the spark that gets the AC Reynolds Rockets flying a little higher here in the second half.
Yeah, let's tell you a little bit about our travel home and away sponsors for this evening. I want to thank our travel sponsor, Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn, helping Baseball University with the travel expenses we encountered throughout the spring, including gas, food, and in some cases lodging. A little bit about Poppy. Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn is based out of Asheville, North Carolina, and is made with a simple goal. Real ingredients, creative flavor that people love, and make it fun. The biggest part of Poppy is that they strive to make the world a better place by spreading joy and caring about others. They make their popcorn with love and intention, because that's what it takes to succeed and to spread the positivity we seek. So what's the Poppy secret? Real people, real flavors, real love. Thank you to Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn for being our travel sponsor. I want to talk about our home team sponsor, JMK Builders, LLC, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the West Henderson Falcon prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches postgame. A little bit about JMK Builders, custom home builder in the mountains of West North Carolina. Let us make your dreams a reality. From design to build, new home, 769. Like them on Facebook at JMK Builders LLC, or shoot them an email, jmkbuilders@yahoo.com. And he is a North Carolina licensed general contractor. Thank you to our away sponsor, Hickory Nut Gap, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the AC Reynolds Rocket prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches post-game. A little bit about Hickory Nut Gap. At Hickory Nut Gap, we believe strong communities start with strong connections on the farm, at the dinner table, and on the field. That's why we're proud to support local high school athletics, fueling young athletes with real, nourishing food, and investing in the next generation. Join us in building community through agriculture. Sign up for our CSA, visit the farm in Fairview, or find Hickory Nut Gap meats at your favorite local retailer, and learn more online at hickorynutgap.com.
That's a solid group of sponsors. Why don't you throw up that Poppy's Player of the Week? We'll pitch them a little bit here. But all three of these groups, solid contributors in our community. Poppy's, love those guys, man. I went to the Brevard NC Wesleyan game this past weekend. They were selling Poppy's popcorn in their concession stand. I had the peppermint chocolate. Oh, my God. I had to pull over on the way home because I was so full. It was so good. JMK, they've been doing a lot of building down in the Edneyville area. I've seen their signs popping up, putting some good construction together out there. And then Hickory Nut Gaps, I know them real well. My brother works for Hickory Nut Gap Farms, been a part of their organization for a while. And, man, I'll tell you, when he brings over the meats, you can tell that you're eating good. Now, this past week, Brandon Washington was our Poppies Player of the Week. Had a great week down there for Coach Mateel and East Lincoln. Was 7 for 13 at the plate, 5 RBIs, 5 runs. And then he came into the 6th inning of the West Lincoln game with runners on in a tie game, shut them down for 2 2/3 inning, got the win, 5 Ks. That West Lincoln rivalry, Coach Mateel is telling me he's hoping to get it revived. They used to be hardcore rivals back in the 2000s, hadn't played since 2018. They were hoping to start the county, the area wants that rivalry to happen. They finally got together, 8-inning game. It was a nail-biter, so a lot of narrative to that because there was a lot of great players nominated last week, Brady Duvall being one of them after that Pisgah start. So I know there's going to be a lot of shakeup in the power rankings this week, that's for sure. Last night, Lincoln Charter, they beat South Caldwell. That's a huge upset. And you want to know another huge upset? How about our boys at Crest?
Yeah, Crest defeating South Point. That's a big win. 10-0. Big win for the Chargers down at Crest. Excited for Coach down there getting a win. Do you know who started?
What's that?
I didn't read it.
I do not know. I want to say it was Wyatt McSwain on the bump for Crest that won it. We're going to go see Gaston Christian on Monday. We're excited about that. They snuck back in. I have a feeling they'll be top 5 at the end of the year. They just had a slow go of the season getting started, 5-1. They hadn't played as many games. Alexander Central's still rolling this week. They're most likely going to be there again. North Lincoln, I believe they had a tough loss the other night. Who did they lose to? I know they split with North Iredell last week, but I want to say there was I don't know. We're going to have to go back and look at that one. East Lincoln. I know East Lincoln swept Ford last week as well. And, again, I just know every week it seems to be a shuffle because Patton's sneaking on at number 10, and they immediately got hammered by RS Central. So we'll see if they can stick it. So anyway, these power rankings have been great, and thank you to Ion Outdoors for sponsoring the power rankings each week. Well, let's talk about the history of these programs a little bit. We like to do a Where Are They Now section each game, and a lot of these boys, a lot of these alumni are still playing out there. For your AC Reynolds Rockets, I ran into Bryson Mosman earlier this year down at Cleveland Community College. He started his freshman year there this year. Saw Cade Gardner and Aiden Hines over at Mar Hill. They're both redshirting this season. Very strong program. Redshirt very popular right now, especially with the average age of a college player being 22. Dane Frelick. A lot of people don't remember that Dane went up northeast to play at Framingham State, and I was really happy with his decision to think outside the box because Northeast D3 is outstanding. And a lot of our kids will stick close to home, stay on a crowded roster, maybe go to a school where they're told there's an opportunity, but they're not really the guy. And Dane went up there with a chance to get some reps early on, struggled a little bit in his first couple seasons, but he batted .400 last year, and now he's in a senior season. Actually still has one of those COVID years left, so he's a guy to keep an eye on. Zach Bone, we saw Zach down at Caldwell. He's been there for a minute, has some redshirt injury seasons, but he's back up in the high 80s. And then big name here, Cooper Engel, went to Clemson, and I believe it was Cleveland Guardians that drafted him last year or 2 years ago.
I think it was 2 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
And now Reynolds, it was, as I went through, it was not sad to see, but it's just the nature of the game. A lot of players are out of the game that whether it was injuries or just deciding to move on. Like, for example, Carter Lindsay killed it at Catawba Valley the last 2 seasons after being a NC State transfer, but he decided to hang it up. Parker Knupp had arm injuries a couple years ago. He was at Lenore Rhine. He hung it up. So those couple names we mentioned, they're the ones that have been able to stay healthy.
Well, look at these lists. We've been using the baseball cube the last few weeks, and oh my Lord, it takes up the full half of the screen for each team. I got it sorted by stat year. So recently, a couple guys you mentioned, and Jackson Lyda, Jake Lindsay, those guys still playing around.
I'll say I do have a short list for West Henderson. Truitt's at NC State right now. He had UCL surgery, redshirt. And Jack Lyda is getting a couple reps there whenever the Mason I forget the third baseman. When he pitches, a lot of times Jackson will come in and get those freshman innings. Cousin Jude over at Caldwell, along with Jackson Lynn. Just ran in Jackson DeShane's dad, Stan, here. Jackson's at Muskegon. They're killing it right now in the OAC. That's Ohio baseball, folks, something you need to know about. Christian Riley's at Brevard, Eli Shin and Ryan Casney down at Cleveland. And I know I forgot to do something. I was trying to remember what school Monty Perrin transferred to, but someone told me he's up at a junior college in the Dakotas or Montana or something. So we'll try to track that information down. A few prospects for y'all to watch out for tonight. We're going to go over the lineups here in just a minute. But for AC Reynolds, a couple commits. Luke Nesbitt going to Cleveland next year. I'm a huge Nesbitt fan. He's a Legion guy. Hit the ball a country mile. Honestly, if he keeps working his butt off with his size, I got a little bit of a Joey Votto comp on him. And also Jackson Pavone, big fan of the way he plays the game. Scrappy, can play a lot of positions for you. He's a shortstop tonight. So glad he's going to play for Coach Clifton down at NC Wesleyan. Powerhouse D3. We just got a chance to see them up here against Brevard. Brevard played them well. I think they swept. So a lot of our kids still need to think about Brevard. They're doing, and a lot of our players have a desire to stay close to home. Well, you know what? Call up Coach Vinny Carone at Brevard and see about their camps. A few players to watch on the Reynolds side. Braden Davis, gritty 26 kid, can play a couple positions for you. His bat's really starting to come around a little bit. You got Cody Hudgens, sophomore. It's been coming on very strong. Duncan Carver, freshman, will be up on the bump tonight. He's already in the 80s. Another freshman. Keep an eye on. Tonight, another solid sophomore. And Levi Anderson, he's in a utility role right now, but he was a guy we saw at one of our camps last year that looked pretty promising. For West Henderson, one commit right now. You got Logan Oliver, currently out with an injury, but he's heading to play for Coach Considine over at Bluefield State. And on the bump tonight, a player you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on is Brady Duvall, lefty-lefty. Can hit the ball a mile. He's coming into his own as a pitcher. Jackson Stepp, he'll be your shortstop tonight. The sophomore made the state games team, Region 8, as a freshman. Been very impressed with the Graysons, Grayson Payne and Grayson Davis. Nate Klepp, I think he pitched yesterday, so we're not going to see him today, but that's another arm to keep an eye on. And then the freshman catcher, Griffin Tillery, very impressed with the young man. So a lot of talent in these two lineups. And let's go ahead and jump into that lineup real quick. Leading off is going to be Lincoln Rogers. He'll be the DH tonight, DHing for Sage Turner. Luke Nesbitt will be your first baseman. Jackson Pavone is short. Jesse Danner will be the third baseman. Braden Davis at second. Brody Franklin behind the plate. Andrew Mincy will be playing right field, batting seventh. Jaron Fry in the 8-hole in center field. And the pitcher, Duncan Carver, will be hitting for himself in the 9-hole. For Jackie Corn's Falcons, it'll be Jackson Stepp leading off, followed by Grayson Payne. Brady Duvall will be hitting for himself in the 3-hole. Grayson Davis batting fourth. Griffin Tillery, the freshman, in the 5 spot. Neil Robinson behind him, followed by, let me make sure I got my Cameron Simmons in the 7 spot, and that'll be Ryan Jones in center field batting 8th, and Zach Stanley, the right fielder, in the 9-hole. Coach is meeting right now. Do we have time for the keys to the game?
Yes, sir, we do. What makes Meineke the smart choice for your fleet? Solutions to meet the needs of any fleet, including fleet leasing, self-managed, rental agencies, and more. Meineke is the proud sponsor of the Meineke Fleet. Keys to the game.
Well, first key is a lot of these guys are new contributors, youthful contributors, especially with all the turnover in the West Henderson lineup. Some veterans in the rental side, but a lot of young guys that Coach has brought up this year in that freshman sophomore class as well. So it's the second half of the season. So we're looking for this youth to be more polished, to take steps forward in their baseball IQ, their grittiness, etc. Secondly, try to rattle some of these young arms. You got a freshman on the bump for Reynolds, and he's talented, but he's green, right? Not literally because of the uniform, but green with the innings. So this is where you want to bunt a little bit, take some pitches, make them work. And behind Brady Duvall, especially with Logan Oliver going down with the injury, they're going to have to find some young guys to pick up some of these relief innings. So both of these teams have got to try to rattle the young arms today. And then we had rain all day. It looks clean out here, but I walked the warning track, walked the grass. Still got a little bit of slickness in it. You saw the end of the JV game, pop-ups being dropped, ground balls being thrown away. So you got to go hard on everything and almost look to take advantage. Know that there's going to be a time in this game where something might slip out of the hand, someone might fall going around the base. Just be ready to make a quick play.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and throw up our 3 cameras and give y'all a little view of what we've got going on today. We've got this as camera 1 covering the main field, pitcher, home plate, you name it, big wide angle. Camera 2 covering third base line, left field, the infield, pitcher on the mound, and then camera 3 covering our first base line and right field, along with the pitcher and the catcher. So 3 great camera angles today. Hopefully our latency issues we deal with between the cameras and the Starlink and everything isn't too bad. During a pregame down, so I'm going to keep trying with this and troubleshoot. For some reason the screen goes dead. Don't worry, it'll still be on the same link. So just stay connected and we will get the screen back up.
Number 20,
Well, just like clockwork.
Number 21, Gage Burrasco.
Yeah, just like clockwork, as I said.
Number 23, Baylor Pavone.
See, guys, this is what we're talking about. We might be good with the Starlink at West Henderson, but you can never escape these issues, which we will keep trying to troubleshoot during the broadcast. Just stay with us if it goes a little blank for a few seconds.
All right, anything I can do? Well, it looks like it's going down a little bit.
Going down. It's going to be tough.
Here come your
Again, we talked about the weather. The clouds is the first game, and we've had complete overcast cloud cover. So I don't think this is something where we've experienced this. Hopefully it doesn't affect it too bad.
Yeah, rain, go away. We're trying to play some baseball today.
At second base, number 15, Grayson Davis. Behind the plate, number 8, Griffin Tillery.
So y'all can hear, we're going to quiet down a little bit. We got the PA announcer announcing the starting lineups, and the national anthem will be following shortly.
Number 20, Cam Simons. In center field, number 10, Ryan Jones. In right field, number 9, Zach Stanley. And rounding out your Falcon lineup, number 3, Parker Maltby. Number 4, James Maltby. Number 11, Stratton Taylor. Number 12, Nathan Gambrell. Number 13, Nathan Flip. Number 16, Logan Oliver. Number 17, Zach Blankenship. And number 23, Jalen Jackson. Your Falcons are coached by head coach Jackie Corn, assisted by Jimmy Cash, Chip Coots, Jason Livingston, and Ryan Anderson. Ladies and gentlemen, your West Henderson Falcons. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are physically able. Kindly remove your caps and direct your attention to the American flag located in center field as we honor America and those who serve and protect it with the playing of our national anthem.
There's bees.
We got a lot of
Bumblebees.
carpenter bees around us. Got the baseball box next to us. So we're going to be busy tonight.
Yeah, I like how they do it here. They got a little box, so when you get a foul ball, you come over here, reach your hand under this net and drop it in this red box here near the home dugout. Hunter had a good idea. Get a piece of PVC pipe, have a little tube essentially, roll it back down in there. All right, so I'm going to get our stuff ready here. Going to thank you to CamWood Bats for providing the trophy bats tonight.
Yeah,
they
awesome.
did a great job here. I love how they take the lasers and put our emblem in the side of the bat there.
Yeah.
I wonder who will be our CamWood Bats player of the game. I'd probably send a text out, but there's no cell phone service, no Wi-Fi, nothing. That's why we got the Starlink here, and I'm not smart enough to know how to connect my phone to the Starlink. So
Well, I'm glad because my phone's been working great. We'll be able to provide score updates. Heck, we might be able to even stream a game.
And you can see the physicality in Duvall. That's a big kid. He's a basketball player and a football player. He wants to study business or construction management, so he's open to either JUCO or four-year route. Like most kids out here, dream school's Western, but, you know, he's humble to it. He understands that recruiting's tough right now. Good time to talk about our first inning sponsor, Bloom Patch Farms. Bloom Patch Farm in Hendersonville, North Carolina offers 300 dahlia varieties. Got a spring rain coming in here to probably water some of those plants for Miss Sumner. If you're interested in getting with her to purchase the flowers or maybe do a VIP cutting or a floral tour, please book with them on the weekend sometime between now and October is when they'll be doing those. You can find them on social media at Bloom Patch Farms. Really impressed with their Instagram account. A lot of beautiful pictures that they've been sending me. I just got to get them on this freaking broadcast one of these days, catch up on some stuff.
Yeah, I got to put them on here.
First pitch swinging. Luke Rogers sends a routine fly ball out to center field. It's Ryan Jones out there that hauls it in. So one pitch, one out for Brady Duvall and the Falcons here. Gotta love that pitch count. Gray skies creeping in a little bit over here. Coming, I guess, would that be from the west, right? That way? So from the west creeping towards West Henderson. Now one of my favorite left-handed bats I've seen in a while. Just a lot of dynamic action in the swing. That bat looks like a toothpick in his hands sometimes. He can just whip it through there with so much strength. I know he's got a couple home runs on the season. He hits about 5 or 6 a year. That's probably where he's at right about now. Swing, ground ball, hits it hard into the dirt, bounces out on 2 or 3 hops to Grayson Davis, and that's 2 quick outs. So pitch count looking good for Brady Duvall here early on. We'll go get some radar gun readings on him here in a couple innings, probably next inning. In the meantime, we're going to go ahead and sit tight, just watching these gray skies, make sure we don't have to throw trash bags all over our equipment here to protect it from a surge. So Jackson Pavone up now. Duvall spikes a curveball, 1-0. Pavone heading off to NC Wesleyan to play for Coach Clifton. Very talented Division III school down there in Rocky Mount, North Carolina. Jackson, pretty creative kid, had some interest in maybe broadcasting he had mentioned. I was like, well, hey, we'll come do some internship stuff for us, buddy. Yeah. Business. Both his parents are entrepreneurs, so definitely business-minded kid. And I just think he fits really well into the style of play that you see at NC Wesleyan and the better Division III level schools.
Sorry, guys. Thank you to our sponsors.
Take all the way, 2-1.
2-0, 2-1.
Didn't Bloom Patch send us like a new logo too we got to throw up?
Yeah, we're going to put all this stuff on here once we get around to it and have some time.
Busy week.
Very busy week, 3 games. But at least they're all local. In the area.
Yeah, that's been the nicest thing. Well, here's the sad part. I go into it thinking like, hey, I'll get home a little earlier. But since we're local, we just stay and talk to the coaches for hours, it seems.
I was at North until 11 o'clock, it felt like, the other night. The game ended at 9:45.
It's just one of those things where it's family out here. These coaches, like every coach out here, outside of a select few that aren't as social, I suppose, but for the most part, these Western North Carolina coaches, you can sit in the dugout and talk for hours after a ball game. Help them cope. Shoulder to cry on for some losses. Nice spotted up pitch. He was trying to let it get deep into the count. So good job by Pavone to try to slow the game down a little bit, but the ball hits a corner and it's a backwards K, strike 3.
Well, yeah, again, talk about Bloom Patch Farm. Bloom Patch Farm in Hendersonville offering over 300 dahlia varieties for spring planting. Also providing floral design services and VIP cutting and floral tours. They're booking on the weekends from now through October. Contact us at 828-772-1798 or visit our social media pages, Facebook at Bloom Patch Farm and on Instagram at Bloom Patch.
And I'll say with that phone number, if you are interested in working, like you like gardening, you're trying to pick up some part-time hours. I know that Miss Sumner was looking for someone with a green thumb to potentially come help out a little bit, make a little on the side, help out with the dahlia business, right? Mm-hmm. And remember, you don't have to be local. She sends that stuff in the dang mail. So that's like a lot of companies nowadays will have like exotic plants and stuff, they'll put it in like a sealed container, send it halfway across the country with enough water and humidity in there to be okay, I guess. So what you doing?
We're gonna attempt
put my ugly face on camera on you?
Set this up. Let's see what I can do here.
Now do you have your name tag still? And hopefully it's not backwards. Because if it is, I'll go ahead and let them think that I'm Hunter Street. I got a shave. I need a haircut. I apologize.
Oh, it is backwards. Got to flip the other one around. There we go, guys. We are live. We've got my phone on here. If you ever wonder what we look like, we're not going to show you anymore after the game. But this is really cool. And hopefully maybe we can get one camera up here just to record our reactions.
I think this is good for you. Probably if you've been listening to the broadcast this year, we bring a lot of guest speakers in, former players, coaches. So, this would be a good thing to bring in to the broadcast for when we have certain products to show, too, because I do have my Hail Tech Solution nail file because it's time to file.
Throw that on real quick.
We'll do that in the second inning. I ain't going to take away from Bloom Patch. Was going to bring a bag of poppies today, but I was kind of doing the math with how many weeks left, and I got to give the certificate and the bag of popcorn to Brandon Washington. I got to send one to JT Smith. I have 5 weeks left and 6 bags left, so I have 1 extra bag and just wanted to be careful. You know what I mean?
Never know.
So Jackson step up now, leading off here for the West Henderson Falcons. I almost wanted to joke a little bit with that logo we found on the high school logo site. It almost looks like the Atlanta Falcons. So first look at, that ball is hit hard. Is it going to stay up for Turner? It is in his glove. He takes a dive out there, hauls it in. So 1 out, FO7. Brings Grayson Payne up to the plate. Grayson Payne had a good game in that Crest versus West Henderson game we saw. Been pretty impressed with both Graysons. Grayson Payne is the junior. Grayson Davis is the sophomore. Payne sends one out to left again. Another dive by Turner, but this time is going to come up short. It's going to be a single. It's our first hit of the game here in the bottom of the first. Second hit? First hit.
No, first hit. I was just doing that. Even though it's not currently live, it's kind of funny to see that.
Here's Brady Duvall. I'll tell you, this kid can swing a bat. A lot of pole power. I talked to him on the phone yesterday before the Brevard game. Was just saying, hey, man, you getting back into that left center power? And he said, actually, yeah, I've been stroking it pretty well, and that's why. So hooks one here down past the first base coach. But I'll tell you, I've seen this kid take a few swings and hit the ball out the left center field. I just love the dynamic potential of this bat. And we've been talking as a two-way kid. It's a guy that can go to a 4-year school and a coach can take a chance on, because if one doesn't work, for example, if the bat doesn't work, they can always go back to pitching. Mm-hmm. So you kids need to, I like the PO. Don't get me wrong. I know when he's honest with himself about being a pitcher only, but when you're athletic, you got to play as many positions to help your high school team as much as you can. Step takes off. Franklin throws it down. Probably should have held it. It was just a tough pitch to throw on. So stolen base for – oh, no, that was Payne. Sorry. So Payne with the stolen base. That's right. Step was retired on the fly ball. So Duvall here with a runner on second. Good pitch to steal on, especially with that lefty in there. So swing and shoots one. Hopefully not into my car, because that's where I'm parked over there. So Duncan Carver, the freshman, saw him a little bit in the Bob Lewis League before it got washed out by Helene. I think they did try to come back at the very end of the fall league, get a couple games in, but it was just tough. There was no lights, no plumbing down there for a while. And it was just a turbulent time. People were still trying to get back on their feet. Some still are. Still a lot of debris out there on the sides of the roads, and been taking a couple different paths to some of these new games. And went through Girton the other day, and it was beat up pretty dang bad still, and just still a lot of recovery to do out here in Western North Carolina. But man, are we glad to see baseball thriving still. What was the final score of that Tuscola Apex Friendship game?
17-4.
Yeah, that was wild. So that's high school baseball sometimes. So 2-2 count here, 1 out.
Well, Apex plays AC tomorrow.
Yep, they're up here for a few games. I think they played Asheville, Tuscola, and now they're going to play Reynolds tomorrow. So kind of a tour day mountain for Apex Friendship. So we really appreciate them coming up here and playing our best teams. We would love to see more foothill teams get up this way. That's really what we're shooting. There's a drive to left center field. It's going to hang up. Turner's under. Payne's tagging, but not advancing. He's going to go ahead and stay put right on that bag. So 2 putouts in this inning for Turner out there in left field. Turner being DH'd for by Lincoln Rogers. So they show you they value his glove enough to keep him in there. Now Grayson Davis up to the plate, the sophomore.
Heading now for the Falcons, your second baseman, number 15.
Like how everything's going so far. Latency good. Camera
Latency's
angles.
been good.
I like the camera angles today. Yeah, knock on wood here. Knock on bricks. Actually, here, you got a wood stool. Knock on that. So 2 outs here for the Rockets.
Posted the view of what we got on my Snapchat for all my friends to watch if they do. And I said, call it Barstool Sports, sitting on a bar stool today.
Nice pitch by Carver, very bottom of the zone.
I know you liked what founder of Barstool Sports said. As we get 2 baseballs for the box.
Yeah, we're in charge of foul ball recovery today. Next to the foul ball box here.
Feels like I'm in the game.
Nice pitch. I'll tell you what, if Franklin can snag that pitch as the catcher, he might have got strike 2. But it's going to be a 2-1 count.
Good crowd here tonight, too. In the thick of it, love being down here instead of in a press box. Not a big press box fan myself unless it's cold, but it feels great. It's a nice day. Hopefully these clouds hold off.
Sneak preview for Legion baseball, folks. This is one of the best places to watch a baseball game. Legion tryouts coming up. I think American Legion Post 70 is going to be outstanding this year. If there's any businesses listening, whether it's our current sponsors or new potential sponsors, we're currently looking for about 10 business sponsors for Legion Baseball so we can try to attempt to do the same broadcast for them. Right now, just planning for their home games. We're going to start with those 10 games. But if you're a business and you're interested in advertising, getting a sponsorship for us to do the Legion season, please reach out ASAP. You know we will be. Strike 3. So good job by Carver. Good job by Duvall to make short work of each other's lineups. Payne with the single and the stolen base is stranded. It's going to be Danner, Davis, and Franklin due up for the Rockets.
Well, stay connected to Baseball University across all platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube. Right now, you're watching this. Like and subscribe. www.youtube.com/@BBUniversityWNC. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, and follow us on X and Instagram at BBUniversityWNC. Check out the website as well at www.baseballu.org.
Need to update that a little bit, ain't gonna lie.
Gotta help us support us on Patreon. We'll talk a little bit about some other ways to crowdfund as well, but right now we want to show you the Patreon. Visit the Patreon at www.patreon.com/BBUniversityWNC. The more financial support Baseball University can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you. We'll detail all that after we tell you about our second inning sponsor, Hail Tax Solutions. Whoop, excuse me on this one. Hail Tax Solutions, official tax preparer. Let's see if we can get this
it's time to file, guys.
File up here. I'm going to flip the camera real quick. There you go. We got Hail Tax Solutions file right here. Scoot it over a little bit. There you go.
I thought that was a nice little
That was fun.
genius marketing tactic by Hail Tax Solution. Got to remember to file. So
Well, definitely check out all their information on your screen: Facebook, email, website, and phone number. We detail them more in the midway through the second. But you want to talk about that crowdfunding stuff?
yeah, we're, some of my favorite, I guess what would you call it, content makers, right? They do
Content creators.
Content. Oh, big swing by Jesse Danner. Let's see how far it goes. Robinson back. Oh, interesting track, but he makes the catch. So FO7, fly out to the left fielder. A lot of action for the left fielders early on. But yeah, so a lot of my favorite content creators, they'll have Patreons or crowdfunding attempts, and that's essentially what we're trying to do here is raise revenues through different means than the showcases and the advising and some of the other products that we offer. I shouldn't say products, services. Just really interested in trying to change the dynamic of high school player development, college recruiting, just create opportunities for our guys to play college ball without breaking the bank. This is the bloop single here by Braden Davis. So first hit of the game for them. Nice job by Braden. We'll talk about him in a minute. But I was brainstorming today with Hunter. We might try to do like a stream-a-thon or a WNC-a-thon or something where we start putting the Venmo link up on the broadcast and just try to challenge y'all to get behind us, throw contributions in there, and we'll come up with a set target to hit. But a lot of that will go to better technology and just, again, the perpetuation of the stream. So Brody Franklin, first pitch, sends it out to center field for a fly ball out. So Braden Davis with the bloop single is the lone runner on first base. Braden, good kid, good grades, hard worker. Every time we give him something to work on, he gets into it. I remember when we first saw him freshman year, I just straight up said, you got to get bigger, got to hit the weights. Well, he did. He's like 185 pounds now. Then I saw him last summer and said, all right, we got to get a little more flexible in those hips. So there he goes. He starts getting after some of the workouts there. I just like this kid's coachability, and you can play second, you can play third base, you can play the outfield, you can pitch a little bit. So best fit's probably going to be, JUCO, D3, maybe some of those D2 development teams in this market. But he's going to be one of those guys that contributes eventually for sure. I just really like the way he plays the game, love his attitude. I think every coach out there that gets to work Braden out sees a kid that's trying to get better. And I dig that as a coach. Andrew Mincy up now. Mincy, a sophomore. Haven't talked to Coach much about Mincy's college desire. We'll reach out to him here at some point, see if he's a guy that wants to play at the next level. Today, playing right field, batting in the 7-hole. I'm very glad that Duvall is just going straight stretch. Even when there's nobody on base, I think it's done a lot for his control.
I was waiting on that one.
Actually,
I missed it.
I'll say with 2 outs here and 3-0, if he walks him or he gets on, I'll go over and get some radar. My guess takes on. There's a strike, top of the zone.
Got a good view of the strike zone from right here.
Say we're using these new magnet fence grippers that we ordered. So again, thank you to our sponsors. This money is going to good use. Made a lot of purchases this week to try to help upgrade. We got one more phone coming in the mail. Got an extra battery pack charger. Got the 2. We got 3 fence grippers ordered to try to combat some broken ones. So I'm gonna walk over there, Hunter. I'll be right back.
Jaron Fry up for the Rockets. Foul ball off to the right. The freshman getting some swings on varsity. Puts this towards a 3-4 hole. And they get him by 2 steps, retiring the side. Head to the middle of the second inning. Want to talk a little bit more about Hail Tax Solutions. Hail Tax Solutions is the official tax preparer of Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. In business since 1997, before I was born. Hail Tax Solutions International, headed by former IRS agents that understand the tax system's complexities and can guide you to your maximum returns. They perform all categories of tax returns, including personal, corporate, trust, estates, and nonprofits. They also offer bookkeeping services, consulting, and can be your representation at state or federal audits. With tax season in full swing, give Hail Tax Solution International a call at 828-435-6082 today to schedule your return. We need like a little like tax season in full swing, and it's like a hit, beep, crack of the bat.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know about y'all out there, but it took me a while to find a tax guy that I cared about. Like when I first moved down here, we had a couple tax guys actually mess up our taxes. We had to like redo them. And then we found like there'd be like 2 or 3 that we would have that like just didn't seem interested. And I finally came across Hail Tax about 3 years ago, and it's just been an easy decision ever since. Maximize the returns. Like we're really happy with the way our taxes have been done the last couple of years. Especially for me, I'm an LLC, trying to figure out ways to grow the business. It's good for people like me, good for people like you, family people, family men just trying to make it happen. Someone's playing a terrible game of basketball here with those foul balls, trying their best to throw a baseball.
And we need to build them a PVC pipe snake or something.
That's a shop class project. You know what I'm saying?
That's one class I wish I would have taken in high school. Never did. Always in the, yeah.
That was a good class. Griffin Tillery here, the freshman. Griff's a good ball player. Plays for USA Prime in the summertime. Green, you know what I mean? He's definitely, the new kid on the block, being the freshman, jumping in with all these upperclassmen. This is a good little matchup here with Carver versus Tillery, freshman versus freshman. We'll let this AB finish. I'll go over and get a couple of velos on Carver. I only was able to get the one fastball on Duvall, but it was a slide step fastball from the stretch, and it was 81, so that's a good sign. I know there's more in there. I've gotten them up to 84 before in the past. I think it's been a little higher since. But there's your showcase velo, and then there's your game day velo, And when you got to be in control of things, sometimes you're 2 or 3 miles per hour under where you'd be in a showcase. Foul ball off to the right side.
That's scuffed.
3-2 count here.
Oh, look who is coming towards the broadcast. Maybe we can get him to say a word or two.
Coach Street coming to get his free piece of candy. So I think what's that the deal here? Home Depot gives you not Home Depot, Home Dugout. Home Dugout gives you a piece of candy every time you return a foul ball. Good family environment here at West. During those playoff games, it almost feels like minor league baseball.
Yes, I can.
That's why I think Legion baseball is going to be so key this year. We need big crowds out here for Legion. I think we're going deep in the playoffs. 3-2 count again. Swing and another foul ball. Tried to shoot it down that first base line.
Yeah, just rattling off names like I remember who he's talking about.
Hey, when you talk, 40-plus years, retired, you can say whatever you want.
His MO is we see someone in Walmart, he's like, give me your initials. Another foul ball. What's it? How many pitches is that?
That is, I want to say this might be pitch number 9 coming up.
7, 8. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right.
It's a great job by the freshman to build the pitch count of the opposing freshman, Carver. Oh, great pitch. Excuse me, swing, and that is strike 3. So I'll walk away for a minute. I'm going to go check these velos out.
Well, while you do that, I'm going to detail the history of this matchup series here. AC on a 2-game winning streak versus West Henderson, winning this previous year's matchup in March 10-0, and then 5-4 in the second game of 2024. West taking the first game last year 16-1, playing on back-to-back days. West having won 5 out of the last 7 dating back to the 2022 season and leads the series 13-8-1 overall versus the Reynolds Rockets, according to MaxPrex data dating back to the March 4, 2011 game. I know they've definitely played a lot longer than that, with these two schools being around for a long time. Ground ball to third. Gloves, guns, throws, beats him. Out number 2. See, guys, trying to make that call while trying to control the cameras, while trying to also speak, is not something that I can multitask at. Brains working overtime here. Cameron Simmons up for the Falcons.
First baseman number 20, Cam Simons.
Cam Simons, excuse me. Strike 1 to the senior third baseman. 3 more baseballs come our way. We are a busy bunch. This is something that's fun. Working quick there. Big swing. 1-2 count. He's ready to go. This is something that we've talked about, and I'm going to mention to Cook once he comes back, but keeping this pace on the mound, not touching the grass. Don't want to work too quick, though. We saw that 2 nights ago with Peyton Maben trying to work too fast and sometimes getting ahead 3-ball counts. So what do you think about his pace here? I was just telling the viewers.
This is it's going to be an interesting pitcher here. 84-85 sneaks up on you. It doesn't necessarily look like that because it's easy velo, but 84-85 consistently, 70-72 on the curveball. That's easy velo. This is going to be a guy. Freshman, I bet you 90's coming. You can see it in the legs a little bit, the frame. Interesting track. All right, so Robinson grounded out to Danner at third. This is Simmons. Pop fly to right field. It wasn't hit too hard, but staying up, tracked down by Mincy out there. That's out number 3.
Well, thank you to CamWood Bats, located in Haywood County, West North Carolina, for being our premier broadcast sponsor of the High School Scout Streaming Series. They're serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Get your game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more, all available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. As part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. And a big thank you to our travel sponsor, Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn, helping us with our travel expenses. Didn't have to travel far today, but neither did Poppy. Poppy, based out of Asheville, made with a simple goal, real ingredients, creative flavor that people love, and they make it fun. Love me some Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn. I was hoping that Ryan could maybe get another couple bags that we could eat while we're on the broadcast.
I'm sure we'll figure that out.
We might have to get some. Good point to go into the third inning real quick, but I do want to talk about third inning sponsor, American Legion Post 70. We are at the home of Post 70.
We are.
We'll be playing the games at West Henderson High School this year, Asheville Post 70, covering Harrison County, Buncombe County, Haywood County as well.
We're the only post in Western North Carolina. So if tryouts are coming up, what will we say, April 6th?
April 6th. That's Sunday. Last one.
Asheville High School, yep.
Asheville High School.
Just got a fun text. My lone Maryland player that I work with, Caleb Perrin, he's out of Putty Hill, which is, I used to live up that way in Maryland there. I'm from Maryland, big Oriole fan. But Caleb Perrin is a pitcher up there I've been doing some work with on his advising. Good start for him this week. 6 innings, 77 pitches, 58 for strikes, 8 Ks, 1 walk on 5 hits, only 1 earned run. So glad to see he's doing well. I know he's interested in coming down this way to play college baseball. So I work with mostly Western North Carolina players on their college recruiting. However, I'm open to anybody if they reach out. We'll probably pull up some flyers here in a little bit in between innings. I got our first prospect filming scheduled for June 4th at Mars Hill. And we got a lot of coaches confirmed for that, so we're going to start signups for 26, 27, and maybe a couple 28s if we feel they're ready. And then recruiting advising kids. You're probably hearing the whispers. It's not so much about showcase and all that anymore. It's about connections, and that's just something I can help you with, is try to figure out who's recruiting who. So we have 10 recruiting spots left in the 26 class to work with. We take 30 in each grad class. We have 10 spots left for 26s if you want recruiting, advising, and college placement help. And we got 25 spots left in the 27 group. Just opened that up not too long ago. So we'll talk about that a little bit later on. First,
big swing.
Let's go ahead and celebrate that K by the ball. Strikes out Andrew Mincy. Duncan Carver to start. Where are we at, Nina? That was the first out?
First out. Strikeout.
All right, so when I walked away in that last inning, what do we have here? Fry, Mincy. What are the last two outs? Somebody got on base there. This kid walked. That's right. Base hit here by Lincoln Rogers with the single. My golly, I'm sorry, folks. So I think Mincy walked, and then Fry. Did he strike out in that inning?
Who's Fry? Fry was.
Batting down for the Rockets, first baseman number 44.
So I go back to that last inning here. Get my books updated. So one out here, one on. I was looking at the matchup history that Hunter wrote up. Looks like AC Reynolds has won the last two in a row versus West Henderson, but these are some interesting scores in their history. It's either like a nail-biter, one-run thriller, or an absolute mashing. Swing and a hard foul back into the netting. So Hunter's still trying to go back to that AC Reynolds replay for me here to see how they ended the inning.
There's your single, and then
this kid flew out.
Fly out.
Mincy walked. I'm pretty sure this kid walks. Oh, it was a ground out to second is what it was. I remember now. Sorry, folks. I walk away from my scorecard, and I look like a dummy. Nesbitt here, 1-1 count, one out, one on. Good take. Ball in the dirt. Good block up by Tillery. But yeah, check out these scores, right? So AC Reynolds beats West 10-0 shutout on March 5th. Last year, Reynolds wins by 5-4. We were at that game, did that game. That was where Amani Perrin sent one all the way to the fence, and Sage Turner jumped up against the windscreen to catch the third and final out. Very dramatic ending. Same season, West Henderson won the day before, 16-1 on that April 12th of last year. Back to 23, West Henderson over Reynolds 9-4, and then West Henderson over Reynolds 22-7. 2022, West Henderson wins 3-2, and then another blowout, 14-4. So interesting back and forth between these two. Definitely going to be a bragging rights type of win because it doesn't affect the conference standings, but it's two 3A teams. It's definitely going to affect RPI.
Speaking of RPI, I've been paying attention to that a lot recently. Now that we're about the halfway point through the year, trying to anticipate and project the 3A West region, both these schools being 3A, North being 3A the other night. And let me see if I can pull this up for us real quick. I don't know if I can show you guys, but I can definitely talk about it. I was doing the projection. Where's this projection at? Open recent.
Say this is the nerd analytics here that we hired Hunter for. It's actually a really cool database that he's made. We go on it every Sunday and do our power rankings through. It's called the BBU Plus, but this is something he's trying to extend a little bit to try to think about just where these teams are going to be when it comes playoff time. And then we're going to have to do it all over again next year when all these divisions change. Kind of excited for that. I think it's going to allow us to expand our coverage a little bit. It's a little bit more foothill and mountain friendly. Gets a lot of those surrounding county teams out of the Mecklenburg, Charlotte divisions.
Dang, did I not save this?
So Duvall here in a little bit of a jam. First real struggle of the day here with the single by Rogers and the walk by Nesbitt. Pavone swings, rips one down the left field line. That ball is going to be down in fair territory. Robinson dives, loses his glove, picks it up. Oh, no, he doesn't lose his glove. I thought he did. It's going to be an RBI double for Pavone. So there's your NC Wesleyan commit, Jackson Pavone, showing that he can slap that ball just about anywhere in the field. So Rogers in to score the first run of the game. Nesbitt all the way to third.
Batting now for AC Reynolds, number 8, Jesse Danner.
Save. Nesbitt was down in the Slavic squat for a second, but he's back up. A little gassed after that first to third. Jesse Danner up. Sent one hard to left field his first time up. So a lot of left fielders leaving their feet early in this game, both Robinson and Turner. And I have a lot of laundry to do this evening. Nice block up by Tillery. So Duvall does have the base open with one out here. 1 run in. Going from the windup now. And again, I wonder if he knows that, you know. He's got to get back in his head a little bit. He's been going from the stretch. He's trying to find his delivery mechanics here. 3-0. Again, when the pressure comes on, right, sometimes the adrenaline gets pumping. Things slow down, speed up with the rise and the fall a little bit, the blood pressure. So we got to breathe through the nose, get that oxygen in there, get your eyes on that glove, pick just a lace on Tillery's glove here, stare into it, back from the stretch. Ooh, ball 4. Didn't look like a terrible pitch, but when it's 3-0 and you've been missing, you're not going to get the corners. So Braden Davis up. Davis with the bloop single in the second inning. That was the lone hit until the to this inning by Rogers and the double by Pavone. That ball is going to find dirt. Step to second for 1. Not going to be in time to get Davis at first, so it's going to be an RBI fielder's choice. Didn't hit it hard, but got the job done. Everybody moves up 1. So Pavone to third. Danner retired at second.
Heading now for Reynolds, number 10, Brody Franklin.
So RBI fielder's choice for Davis. He's 1 for 2 with the ribby. Brody Franklin swinging first pitch. Flew out to center field on the first pitch in the second. So Brody came out to a prospect filming at Cleveland 2 Novembers ago when he was a freshman. Again, I usually don't beg the freshmen to come out, but a lot of them are interested in just seeing what the process is all about. Want to get a baseline film done, baseline scouting report, and some metrics. And it gives them something to build on. You look at that now 2 years later, now a sophomore, so he's a year later, but now a sophomore. If he gets his films done again this summer, he'll have something to compare it to. Coaches get to look at those 2, 3, 4 films over the years to see your progression. Nice throw by Tillery, but it's a bang, bang. I was going to say, it was like one of those bang, bangs. So Davis hits the dirt, the ball hits Davis, scoots out. So technically we're going to have to call that an E2 on the throw, and that's going to allow the run. So stolen base, but an E2 on the throw is going to allow Pavone to come in. So no stolen base for Pavone on the advancement to home plate. But it is 3-0 here, so the West Henderson Falcons are going to have some hitting to do if they're going to want to come back. Pop fly. It's going to hang out there for a little bit. Step, waves his arms, settles. 2 hands like a pro. So they send 7 to the plate, 3 across on 2 hits, 2 walks. And as we head into the bottom of the third, it'll be Ryan Jones, Zach Stanley, and then back to the top and Jackson Stepp. So again, American Legion tryouts coming up here. April, it's this weekend, right? So April 6th or 5th.
I think it's
check
6th, yeah.
to see that calendar.
Sunday's
there.
the 6th, right?
I believe April 6th. So This Sunday, it's the final tryout. You have to come to at least 1 tryout if you're going to play. Make sure you're following them on their socials. They have Facebook. They have Twitter. and reach out to Coach Decker if you have any questions. But again, American Legion tryouts coming up this Sunday, Asheville High School, the beautiful turf field. Home field right here. You know, we may be post 70 Asheville, but we're playing right here at West Henderson. We're trying to get our broadcast sponsorships in. We have about a month and a half to find enough money to run the Legion broadcast. So if you're a business or one of our current sponsors, we'll probably be reaching out soon, but beat us to it. Call us up. Check out our sponsorship packages and help support us throughout the season, because American Legion baseball is the way to go in the summer. Good community-backed baseball.
Well, I can't figure out where I put that Excel sheet on my projections, but I did find the little bracket that I created with their who's considered the leading the conferences.
Who did they beat? West Iredell. Was it North Lincoln or East Lincoln?
West Iredell beat Maiden?
West Iredell had an upset the other day. I want to say it was one of the Lincoln teams. But you're right. It might have been Maiden upset somebody the other day, too. I don't know. Good baseball. I'm saying the Foothills, we don't pay attention to it much, but we got to really start grouping together
North
as
Lincoln,
one big
7-4 over North Lincoln.
Yeah, so it's a big win for West
Iredell. See, they're sneaking in with the last 32 overall seed in my projection, 31st in the current RPI that I kind of have seen. West making it. I think Reynolds is in. Let's see.
Every week when things get updated, does this shuffle on its own, or do you got to go back through?
I'd have to go back. Yeah. I just did one projection and found a couple of
I will say this. I am very happy overall with the stream so far. Again, knock on wood. Hard hit right back to Carver. He's going to bring it over and toss it to first for the first out. So Ryan Jones retired on the 1-3. But yeah, this has been a beast to try to conquer out here. We tried to do the TC Robertson at West Henderson game last year. Got the audio to work, but there was absolutely no picture for anyone. We tried to use a hotspot. Terrible idea. This is a dead zone here. I don't know if it was built on an Indian burial ground or something, or what the heck is the cause of the issues of the cursed Wi-Fi out here. But this Starlink is a game changer for doing games at West Henderson, and hopefully maybe into the Legion season too. So Stanley up, the senior.
Come on, Zach. Start it off.
Say Carver dealing pretty well. Say West Henderson could probably use a couple of those torpedo bats right now.
Oh, yeah. Try to get some hits across the board, get some base runners.
Yeah, I've just – between the bats, the deferred payments, the payrolls, I just think MLB is in a weird place right now. I wouldn't be surprised if there ain't a lockout or a strike next season, especially when you look at the Dodgers. And, again, I'm an employee of them, but at the same time, it's, you got to sit there and think, like, they're so dang good already. And then we start these deferred payments. I just don't know where it's going. That's why I like college ball right now. I've been watching a lot of college baseball, streaming games, a lot of D1 baseballs available out there to watch. The kids just need to watch random baseball games. Like, I posted something on Twitter the other day. It was just randomly. I was like, Gettysburg, like 22-1. I know that school. They were playing Muhlenberg. I was like, hey, watch a random D3 game of PA teams. Just watch mid-major D1, watch D2, JUCO.
Well, the other day when I got home, turned the Braves and the Dodgers on. Georgia softball was playing on SEC Network, and it went into Arkansas Pine Bluff at Missouri, and Pine Bluff was actually up on the Tigers. There's a ground ball to the pitcher.
He's an athlete. Pitchers are athletes.
Second out. Yeah, Pine Bluff was leading Missouri, and Missouri's bottom of the barrel SEC, and I was hoping that Pine Bluff could hold that lead, but they didn't. But, dude, there's baseball on every week. ACC Network, SEC Network. Tar Heels playing Blue Devils. Tobacco Road baseball version tonight on ACC Network to start. Got to check in on that score.
Well, I was talking to Coach Stakar earlier in the year. I know he was battling some of the, issues they were having after Helene. There was a big mudslide back behind their field. I know they were still having some trouble with the center field warning track. They weren't able to make too many improvements. That's a team where if there's boosters out there, y'all got to contact Reynolds, get them some booster money to help them keep improving those facilities. They did lose a good bit of seniors last year, with Mosman, Gardner, Hines. Jackson Ray was another kid. He committed to Paul DeCamp, but I went and looked at the roster. He wasn't on it, so I'm guessing he might be home already. Hayden Craig went to play football somewhere. Maybe it was Brevard. But there's a good senior group last year that they have some key holes to fill here, and Carver's one of the young men that they're trying to get some innings from. He's been looking pretty good here. He's got a 3-0 lead to work with, only giving up the 1 hit so far. Hard hit. That's going to make it up the middle for Jay Stepp. So only the second hit of the game. First hit was brought to you by this young man, Grayson Payne, in the first inning.
Dang, I really wish I had those projections, because I really want to detail that. I must not saved. I do have my BBU Plus updated from last week. We can talk about where these two teams are in the BBU Plus 5 model. We have 5 renditions of it so far this year. Then I got to split mountains and foothills. You can also split it by class, and I also have it to where you got high and low class. So not like high class and low class people, but 1A and 2A and 3A and 4A.
None but high class here, baby.
But the Falcons coming in 13th in the mountains. In the BBU Plus models, there's a fly ball to right. And that'll end the 3rd inning.
Man, interesting line here, though. 3-0, 4 hits to 2 hits. So a lot of ball game here. But Carver, 84 to 85 on the fastball, looking pretty comfortable. Has he walked anybody yet? That's the key, man. No free passes for Carver.
Well, let's thank our home team sponsor, JMK Builders, LLC, sponsoring the time that we put towards marketing this game to coaches for West Henderson Falcon prospects. A little bit about JMK. They're a custom home builder in the mountains of West North Carolina. Let us make your dreams a reality, from design to build, new homes, additions, renovations, and more. Give Justin Klepp and JMK Builders a call. Phone number on your screen. Like him on Facebook and shoot him an email. He is a North Carolina licensed general contractor. We want to thank our away team sponsor as well, Hickory Nut Gap, sponsoring the time that we put towards marketing this game to coaches for the AC Reynolds Rocket prospects. A little bit about Hickory Nut Gap. They believe in strong community, start with strong connections on the farm, at the dinner table, and on the field. Proud to sponsor local high school athletics, fueling young athletes with real nourishing food and investing in the next generation. Find them on Facebook, give them an email, or click on their website, hickorynutgap.com. Their phone number's on the screen. Thank you to them for being our away team sponsor. Heading into the top of the 4th inning, brought to you by Hauling Solutions and Grading. Andrew Casoria over there at Hauling Solutions and Grading, doing a lot of work post-hurricane. We had that 6-month anniversary, GMA, a bunch of national media finally realized, it's been 6 months. We need something to cover. They haven't been here the last 5 months.
How about it?
They were here for a week, and then they were gone. But Andrew Casoria is doing great work helping West North Carolina recover from the hurricane. You want to give him a call, shoot him a text, website, Facebook. Everything is on your screen. He does it all, man. He does culverts. He does ditch erosion. He does everything.
Let's see. Final line here for Duvall, because we got a new arm coming in here. This is going to be Nathan Gramble. 3 innings pitched for Duvall, 3 hits, 3 runs earned, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Fastball, I'd say it's probably 81 to 84. I only got the 1 reading, but it was a slide step fastball. We'll see if Gambrel here can keep the Falcons in the game. Biggest thing is going to have to pull a Duncan Carver and fill it up. No walks. I feel like walks are kind of the nemesis to high school pitchers. So there's ball 1 to Andrew Mincy.
Yeah, we're talking about those BBU Plus rankings. Reynolds kind of low on it with their overall record being below 500.
But they're playing tough teams.
Doesn't knock them. Let's see. Their opponent winning percentage, woo, that's up there, 679. So they are playing a very tough
honestly,
schedule.
They may be a top 10 mountain team, and it'll probably get back to that at some point, but you still got to win games for our power rankings. And, Hunter's model's great, but at the end of the day, we got to go through and just trust our gut, too. I think he said West was ranked 13th, but we had them, I think, 7th on our poll just because they're doing well in conference. They've been hot recently. Mincy, ball 4, leads off. Not the start the Falcons wanted here after the pitching change.
Well, a big proponent of this BBU +5 model, factoring in all kinds of stuff that is widely available on Max Prep. So you could probably figure this out too with a little bit of math, a little bit of Excel. But East Rutherford, #1 in the mountains on BBU Plus.
And again, it's like if you know TC and who they've been playing and their losses only coming in national tournaments, I'm not trying to dog them too much, but my mind was blown this morning when I seen the Asheville Citizen-Times did their top 10 and they had Tuscola over TC. Like, I get it. Like, maybe they have a better record at the moment, but TC Robertson is hands down your #1 team in the mountains, and there's no argument.
Well, that's what we discuss every Sunday night, sometimes Saturdays, about, like, I have to go in and manually put in all these scores, all these records for the BBU Plus model.
I think the Citizen-Times were just trying to come out flashy or something.
You look at it and you see the top three.
Citizen-Times is not doing the BBU Plus like you, Hunter, I promise.
The top three are East Rutherford, Tuscola, then TC, but that's with a 40 or 50% factor into their overall winning percentage. And when you're 11-0 going into this week for the Cavaliers, you're going to be #1. I don't think there's another undefeated team in the mountains, and there's not an undefeated team left in our coverage. One undefeated team left in our coverage area, and that's East Rutherford with South Caldwell losing. So that's going to factor in highly for this model. But we also look at it overall where
it's just what's reality. Yeah. Like what I always come down to when it's close is who wins in a best-of-3 series, and TC Robertson is deep enough to just and again, like TC's playing Tuscola here in a week or so, and it's going to be an awesome game. And if Tuscola upsets them, we might have to consider changing it, but I'm not going to penalize TC Robertson for going to national tournaments and losing against nationally ranked teams in close games. You know
that's where we butt heads on every Sunday, where like the last few weeks I've had East Rutherford higher, and I just think that's because I think if East Rutherford were to play the Rams, I think they'd beat them. But that's just from what I see, and that's going out on a limb.
Reynolds, you hear that? It's time for you to call Coach Phil Peck and schedule this.
But like
I would love to see East
that's
Rutherford
just what I
versus
think,
TC.
and there's been times where I've been right, you've been wrong, I've been wrong, you've been right. But it's just the way these things go.
It's all objective. It's all subjective.
It's a very subjective ranking, but that's the point. We have to like have some kind of metric, and you can't base it on just winning percentage alone or conference winning percentage. Yeah. Like, if you want to talk about the only way to truly rank a team is let them all play each other.
Bunton, #9 hitter, your pitcher.
2 on, no on. Yeah, heck yeah, I'm Bunton. I'm laying one down. Look at the third baseman. He's playing in line.
Oh, swinging. All right, let's see if sometimes like look down at the third base coach after something like that, see their response. You know, maybe they're maybe missed a call. He's always looking. Coach Stakehar's looking at his card. Let's see if he's gonna. Nope, nothing crazy here. It's probably still swinging then. Ooh, quick 0-2 count now. Might be kicking himself here in a minute for not throwing that bunt sign on. Carver trying to help himself out here. Pitcher record. Yeah, it's one of the prettier fields. Jackie Korn does a great job here. AC Reynolds got a great looking field too, but like I was saying, Coach Stakar was saying as well, it's just been having trouble with the rebuild since the mudslide there. But I'll tell you, just going down them foothills, you can see how serious they take their field management, the culture in the dugout.
Well, let me tell you,
baseball down there.
When Jackie was at North Henderson and we had that Region 8 Field of the Year, thanks to our great staff, my father included, myself included. I spent many hours there at the field when I probably didn't have to, but my dad was my ride home. But Coach Korn is an absolute nerd when it comes to grass, and that is an amazing compliment.
Man, strike 3, your #9 hitter goes down with first and second.
Should have bunted. But Jackie knows every little thing about irrigation and grass types, and he's always running an edger, always running a mower. You see them pregame using leaf blowers blowing the dirt off the grass here on the warning track. You see like this, I don't even know, it's like, what do you call this stuff right here on this warning track? Like this rock?
Turfus?
Rock turfus, yeah. But you can see he's got it kind of on the plate too, and it's not as like typical dirt as the infield is. It's like 3 different things, and that's why it looks so good.
Hey, you might have threw a lot of turfus on there today just with the rain, but I was looking it up. I know their season Cooper Engel. We were talking about him earlier, the AC Reynolds grad. Went to
Clemson
Clemson.
Tiger.
Yep. Well, I coached against him when I first moved down here in 2014. I was the coach of the Cane Creek Hurricanes there at that middle school, and Cooper was in 8th grade at the time. All right, here's a base hit. We'll get back to that. So Lincoln Rogers says, we don't need no bunting. Tillery throws down to third. That's going to be an out on the backside. So good heads up there by Tillery. So base hit, single, and RBI for Rogers. That scores Mincy from second. And then Fry is thrown out. That would be 9-2. That come all the way home, or is it cut? It was 9-2 to 5.
9-2, 5.
9-2-5 cut down at third. And Rogers stays at first.
Ooh.
So 2 outs, 4 in, 1 on.
Checking in on the Duke North Carolina score, Vance Honeycutt just getting hit by a pitch. The loaded bases for the Tar Heels.
Vance
bottom
Honeycutt?
Of the
I thought he was drafted last
Not
year.
Not Vance Honeycutt. Who's that? It's whoever's wearing number 7 now. My bad.
Say Honeycutt's an Oriole now, or Oriole minor league. But anyway, Cooper Engel, I'm guessing he's probably starting at AA this year because he doesn't have any stats on there yet. AAA started. I'm not sure if AA and everything else has, but man, this kid is raked since getting drafted. 2023, just in the short season, OPS 848, and then 2024 last year batted 305, 897 OPS, split between AA and high A ball. So, man, Cooper Engel, hopefully going to be our next major leaguer here someday, our next mountain major leaguer. Speaking of mountain major leaguers, Cal Raleigh signing that extension, $100 million plus.
I want to go see him when they come to Atlanta.
It wouldn't be bad. I'll talk to Brody and see what they got going on. Brody Raleigh, cousin of Cal, coached him at Christ School. He's at Western now playing. Todd Raleigh, father of Cal, used to help out with Christ School. Just an amazing baseball family. Was it Matt Raleigh? What was Brody's dad's name that played? He was like a legend at Western. I want to say Matt Raleigh. Brody was on that Little League World Series championship team out of New York back in the day. So just a great baseball family. But I'll give him a holler, see if there's any tickets available, and then I'll put it in his ear to say, hey, Cal, what you thinking about that mountain money? Maybe come help out some of the stadiums out here.
University Scout and Streaming Series.
Oh, no, I wanted to go to the stadiums first, man. They need to be rebuilt a little bit. And Luke Nesbitt takes one. He's a strong, strong human, so there will be no bruise on his leg. So first and second here, bringing Pavone up. Pavone hit the RBI double earlier. I think he was did he break it open? Yeah, he broke open the scoring there in the third. Had the RBI double. And then Braden Davis with the fielder's choice RBI. And then Pavone came in to score on the backside of the stolen base that hit off the leg. Oh, nice play there by Grayson Davis. Saved some runs. Pavone can't be mad about that. Can't hit it any harder, kid. So LO4 ends it. And a little bit of luck here for the West Henderson Falcons. Hopefully that can change the momentum a little bit. Again, thanks to our fourth inning sponsor, Hauling Solutions and Grading. They work right here out of Henderson County. So if you need anything as far as dirt, rock, topsoil, gravel, delivered to your home, business, or job site, make sure you go with Andrew Casori at Hauling Solutions. They're also doing grading now. So if you need anything as far as culvert replacements, driveways, bank erosion, ditch work, building pads, and more, and you live in Henderson, Buncombe, Transylvania, Polk, just within that spectrum of Henderson County, give him a call at 828-776-9377 today for a quote. You can also get him on Facebook. I think it's probably that's how I found him, was on Facebook. So, Andrew, if you're listening, we'll give you a call here soon. Our family's going to need some gravel and some topsoil, so we'll be in touch. But for all those other families out there, make sure you hit up Andrew for all your hauling and grading needs. Braves 0-7 right now.
Don't talk about it. We were up 5-3, I think, in the third. Dad walks in from the North Inca game last night, and I'm like, looky here. He's like, oh, it's only the third inning. And at that moment, I knew, and I put in somebody in FanDuel, and it's like, okay, maybe this will buy us a win. I did not buy us a win.
Orioles lost today, too. Old man Charlie Morton not able to get it done. I'm really worried about the Orioles. They lost Corbin Burns and said, we don't need an ace. We'll just sign some old guys. There's a base hit by Brady Duvall here. So That's how you'd hope the inning would start, needing the comeback. So base hit single for Duvall. That is the third hit on the evening for the Falcons. Looking at the scoreboard here, going through the 1A first, Avery County loses to East Wilkes. And Cherryville beats Highland Tech 5-3.
Cherryville's in my top 10.
They're solid. Lincoln Charter playing LCA tonight. I'm not really sure what that stands for. But that's it for 1A matchups. Let's see what we got for 2. Who won the North Henderson game last night?
North beat Inca 11-1.
Wow. How about North Henderson staying on a roll? Inca struggling. I think they got the talent. I know Coach Smith is a good coach over there in his first year, but they definitely had some hiccups. We saw them down at South Caldwell. South Caldwell, a great team. Garrett Case threw well that game. It's just the game got away from them. They didn't hit enough. Grayson Davis up now, takes a strike here. Yeah, the Orioles, I think, are 3-4 at the moment. Gunnar Henderson's still out. Could be worse.
Could be the Braves.
Haven't seen any torpedo bats sent to the Canham yards yet, though, so not a fan of those torpedo bats, kids. I'm not going to lie. I don't see how we should be rewarding y'all by getting hit on the label. Apex Friendship beats Asheville 10-4, so they're coming up the mountains and dropping bombs on us a little bit here. So we'll see if AC Reynolds can take them tomorrow. That's about it for 4A baseball. I don't see any others that are very relevant to us. Check out the 3A here in a second. Oh, just missed outside there. Carver still wheeling and dealing. That can't be right. Please tell me that's not right. There's no way Ashbrook is beating North Gaston 25-1. If that is actually happening, I may just retire. No offense to Ashbrook, but
that would
North Gaston, every single player on their team must have just had a heart attack at the same time, because North Gaston's a good baseball team. If this is real, this is one of those anomalies, like Pacific beating whoever back in the day.
Texas State beating A&M.
North Henderson playing Madison. That'll be a good game. Madison's scrappy, man. Coach Tipton knows how to coach. Keeps those guys, no matter the amount of talent he has each year, he finds a way to stick into those games. Pisgah and East Henderson playing tonight. East Henderson is – I was impressed by Garrett Gosnell the other day. They took in the extra innings with North Henderson. They just have to learn how to win. New coach and staff. Kind of been perennial losers the last few seasons, so it's just got to turn that corner by believing in yourself and just knowing how to win. Wasn't paying attention there. Davis, how did he get out?
Strikeout.
So Tillery was a strikeout victim his last time, but I think he saw 10 pitches, so it might have been a quab still. Ashe County playing West Wilkes. West Wilkes will be in our coverage more next year. Back pick here by Franklin. Duvall back safely.
That ball almost went down the wretched right field corner drainage. West Henderson, you can kind of see that down there.
I feel Max Prep's behind a little bit sometimes, but Smoky Mountain up 2-1 over Hendo in the second inning based on Max Prep. Stuart Kramer playing Hunter Huss tonight. Should be a win for Kramer.
Hey, don't count out Huss if Ashbrook's winning.
Yeah, well, it's freaking bizarro world. Somebody went through a CERN portal or something down there in Cleveland.
I know what you're talking
about. In the foothills or something, because no offense to Huss or Ashbrook, but they're bottom dwellers. So, although Huss has got that one pitcher that McFarland at Crest was telling me about.
They're just not baseball schools.
Yeah, and that's the thing is we always try to check in with those schools to make sure we're not missing on anybody.
They'll have a good year every decade or so where they get a good group come through.
Yeah, we're living in that transfer portal era though, and I wish kids would stay in their high school and try to build up their programs. But a lot of times they look to jump to other schools. I'm not going to name names, but there's schools out here, public schools, that kids find a way into somehow. You know?
We had kids transfer down toward Charlotte and across the other side just for athletics because they had a good program. So that's nothing new. You're just seeing it more in the media now that it's covered.
Burns playing East Gas tonight. That's strike 3 to Robinson. So is that 3 straight Ks?
Yep.
So Tillery struck out too?
Yeah.
Dang. I am lost in Max Preps right now.
Well, as you're lost in Max Preps, I'm lost in our Patreon. Want to help us support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge? Visit our Patreon at www.patreon.com/BBUniversityWNC. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of Western North Carolina baseball we can bring you, including the College Tour Series, the High School Scout and Streaming Series, Legion coverage live from West Henderson this year, weekly media content, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/BBUniversityWNC. And stay connected to Baseball University across all the platforms. Like and subscribe right now on our YouTube.
You're listening. Come on.
Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. www.youtube.com/@BBUniversityWNC. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge. Follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at BBUniversityWNC. And check out the website at www.baseballu.org. Heading to the top of the fifth inning, brought to you by Nova Pitching Performance. Coach Anthony Payne over there doing some great work, helping high school, youth, college pitchers, every level get the most out of their potential. Nova Pitching Performance has been worked with several West North Carolina pitchers the last few years, and they made major jumps in their physicality, velocity, and overall athletic performance, infusing data analytics and more. Definitely get with Coach Payne if you want to get the most out of your pitching performance. New school data, old school grit, that's Nova Pitching Performance.
Well, new pitcher again, third pitcher tonight for West Henderson. This is going to be Parker Maltby. So final line on Gambrel, 1 inning, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 1 strikeout, and a hit by pitch. Maltby comes in with a 4-0 deficit. So again, hoping to fill up the zone and keep those Falcons in this ball game. See if those Falcon bats can get stinging a little bit here when they hit in the bottom of the 5th.
What made you change these to green and blue today?
Oh, ran out of black ink.
Okay.
So I printed them. I went to print, and there's just,
nothing there.
Nothing. So I had to print it. So, yeah, well, there's another thing for our sponsorships and our crowdfunding, printer cartridges.
Yes.
So everything you can think of, that's what your support's going towards. Again, I haven't had a single dollar on the crowdfunding yet. I had a lot of people come up and say they love the broadcast.
Tip a scout.
Tip
a broadcaster.
We're going to maybe start a stream-a-thon here over the second half of the season and see if we can raise some money, may put a goal up there. Again, revenue's important here when you're trying to build something local, because our market is just West North Carolina, and it's all we're trying to hit. So you need the support of the community. If you're a fan, a coach, a player, and you appreciate what we've been doing for you, it'll be $5 a month on the Patreon. Or just go throw a tip in there on that Venmo tip at the top of the X account, and we'll be transparent. I think that's kind of what I want to do, is put like a thermometer up there and just kind of show you what we're raising, because I want you to see what we spend our money on, what it goes towards. And again, we're trying to potentially do this for a living, so the more support we can get, it's going to be about revenue. So we appreciate our sponsors, appreciate those that are thinking about crowdfunding. And again, we'll be getting back to business here starting June 4th when we do our prospect filming at Mars Hill. We're going to try to do 5 prospect filmings this year. And again, the recruiting advising has always been a very solid service here. We do a great job helping place our players at the college level. Been building a great college network over the years. Try not to waste time. Want to get to the point. What are you trying to study? What do the coaches want? What's realistic? So base hit here by Jesse Danner. Jesse had the potential to play some college ball, went on some visits to some schools, but he's decided he's just going to hang it up and be a student, and that's a good way to be sometimes. So Jesse, a good kid, works hard. Braden Davis up now. Braden Davis having a pretty good game, 1 for 2 as the RBI fielder's choice, stole a base as well. Say Braden's been swinging the bat a lot better this year. Big favorite of Coach Stakar because of his work ethic. Pretty poised kid. Comes out and watches a lot of baseball. been some college games, came out some of those Hendersonville Honeycrisp games last couple seasons. Seen him out there. So Maltby delivers, ball low. Say West Henderson's got to make sure that they don't get lulled too much here. You know, I see some flat feet out there. This is still very much a winnable game for them. Just need a quick rally here in one of the 3 remaining innings and got to keep filling it up on the bump. Watch all those free passes.
I can't find anything on this Ashbrook game other than
That's why I'm so
Bats.
surprised by that potential 25-1 score. It just doesn't make sense. That'd be like Cherokee beating TC Robertson. I mean, I guess anything's possible in the world of probability. Maybe you can run a BBU plus probabilities number on the Ashbrook North Gaston game. So Tillery with a nice back pick attempt there. Good athlete behind the plate. Gotta love right field here at West Henderson. Just kind of slopes away from you. Triple territory down there in right field if you can push one down that line. I've seen balls get hung up down there near the brick wall, bounce around in the corner, swing and a miss. 2-2 count.
I got that at full.
What's that?
I have it at full. The count at full.
Ooh. Okay, we'll see.
Whoever's
if it's
been
ball
running
here,
it,
then
yeah.
we'll see what the umpire has. That's the only one that counts. Yep, you were right, Hunter. Ball 4. So a single and a walk, making things interesting here again for AC Reynolds.
Drop your updated scores in the chat, guys, so we can try to confirm some of these.
Batting now for the Rockets, number 10, Brody Franklin.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see where Ashbrook is way down there in the BBU Plus model with a .14.
So Brody Franklin up. He's elevated today. Fly ball to center and a pop up to short. Maltby starts him off with a curveball for strike 1. So this would be a big W for Reynolds, especially coming off that Hickory Grove Christian win, beating a very good private school, trying to show that they are a playoff contender. Went to a great game last year when they played TC Robertson at TC because they got 10-run ruled at home and then went to TC and took it all the way down to the final inning.
Well, I think they're trying to do what some schools around here are trying to do. They finished last year 13-12, one game above 500, but they were the 3A West number 5 seed because.
Oh, there's a swing and a drive. Let's see if it's going to get to the fence. It does on a bounce. Danner's going to score. Everybody else is going to move up. Double for Franklin. Davis on third. So AC Reynolds starting to pick away with insurance runs the last 2 innings.
Yeah, what the Rockets did last year and what teams like North Henderson are trying to do this year, play a very, very tough schedule to help your RPI because for AC last year, 13-12, one game above 500. That's the number 5 seed in the 3A West side of the bracket. They were essentially the number 5 of the 10 conferences.
Yep.
And I think two of those teams fell below out of the top 10 because they didn't have a 500, but they won their part.
Did they win the 3A side of it?
They won the 3A side of their conference. So that means that they're automatically in the top 10 if they have an above 500 record. And because I think they were 13-12, so they were 12-11 maybe.
And that's all really because they got to put Asheville and TC somewhere. Like they're the only 4As, right?
At McDowell.
Oh, well, they're not a Buncombe County team, and they're going to be joining that other conference again next year. But the rest of that conference is Buncombe County, I believe.
Another one.
So Mincy up again. Mincy has walked twice, so he's definitely an OBP guy today. Swing and a pop fly. Davis is going to tag. Let's see. It's not going to get past the shortstop, so nobody transfers up. So PO6, and we finally got an out here in the 5th inning. Still runners on 2nd and 3rd. Jaron Fry, the freshman, up.
It's just crazy to me last year West being the 2 seed, AC being that 5 seed. 21-5 West goes, and Reynolds goes 13-12. So that's
RPI is a real thing.
7.5 game difference there, and only 3 seed spots lower.
It also kind of shows you the drop in depth of talent in some of our teams. Like you got TC, Asheville, I guess East Rutherford this year, Tuscola. But after that, it kind of drops a little bit. Still talent, but, the second half of those standings, they can't necessarily always compete with those top dogs.
Well, my model doesn't account for, I think we only have 8 of the 10 conferences, so there's a couple conferences that aren't accounted for. And a good example of that, let's see what their name of that conference is.
Oh, another pop fly. Let's see if Steps got this one too. That's the way you want it to be. So it's 2 outs. Back-to-back pop-ups to the shortstop. And that's going to bring Carver back up. Carver struck out both times at the plate. This was the controversial AB last time that we were wondering if there was going to be a bunt. Oh, wait, do we have a pinch hitter here? Yes, we do. This will be Porter Davidson, the senior, pinch hitting for Carver. We'll see if Carver comes back into the game.
Coming into bat for the Rockets, number 3, Porter Davidson.
See if Carver re-enters to pitch, or if they're going to go to their bullpen here, being a non-conference game.
Well, here's a good example. The South Piedmont 3A Conference. We don't cover these teams, but it's Rowan County, Lake Norman Charter, a couple of those schools like that. East Rand and West Rand tied to the top at 8-2 apiece in that conference. But in the RPI currently, they are, I believe, like 3rd and 9th or something. No, 3rd and 4th. West Rand 3rd, East Rand 4th. So whoever loses that conference is essentially going to be at least the 9 seed, more than likely. So you got some of these conferences where, top, like, see here, Tuscola 2 in the 3A West RPI, North Henderson 7.
And I'd like to see North get past the first round this year. It's been since that 2021 season when North upset the number 1 seed, Crest, in the shortened COVID season. Returned in 22, but lost to Carson. Jesse Carson, I think is the name of that school. Did not make the playoffs in 23. And then last year lost first round.
But see, they're 7th in the RPI currently.
Strike 3 called. So not much out of the 9-hole today. 3 Ks, 2 from Carver, 1 from Davidson. Did get the extra run, though, so now it's 5-0. And it's going to be Simmons, Jones, and Stanley, the performance. By infusing data analytics and biomechanics, Coach Payne is trying to help pitchers get the most out of their potential. If you're looking to make strides in your pitching performance, get with Coach Payne at Nova Pitching Performance ASAP. He offers in-house and remote training options for high school and college-level athletes inside of our region and outside of our region because of the remote side of things. So, again, Nova Baseball, new school data, old school grit. A lot of these guys coming through here should think about working with Coach Payne. This guy right here, Duncan Carver, 84 to 85. You get with someone like Coach Payne, you might be 94, 95 within a year. He's done that for several of our guys. So Nova Pitching Performance. I'll probably try to get out here and get some radar if, let's see. Maybe you can talk a little more MLB opening weekend. I don't even know who's in first place in half of these.
I just know the AL Central was all tied at 2-4. That was the talk of the town. Everyone was, hey, they won more games than the Braves so far. Oh, man, let's go pull up MLB standings. I don't even know besides the Braves. It was just tough to watch.
Number 3, Parker Maltby.
Parker Maltby up for the Falcons. Trying to muster a comeback here, down 5-0. Dang, Blue Jays off to a hot start. 5-2. Yeah, AL Central's just all 2-4. Rangers looking good, leading the AL West 5-2. Foul ball, strike one. As for the National League, we won't talk about the National League East. I don't like any of those teams. Cardinals up in the Central, 4-2. And then the Dodgers and the Padres are just killing it right now, thanks to the demise of the Braves. There's a little blue falling into right field, and it is down for a hit. Maltby with a leadoff single for the Falcons. Brings up number 10, Brian Jones, senior outfielder for West. See if there's a bump play on or anything. Looking at Coach Corn's signs. They're way different than what we had back in the day.
Heading out for the Falcons, number 10, Brian Jones.
There goes the runner. And he's safe. Ball gets away. Runner stays at second. Does Jones lay down a bunt here to try to get a runner? He's just going to let him swing away. See if I can keep Coach Cook's book up for him. There's a drive. Deep left field. Left fielder going back. Call at the warning track for the first out. I was on a frozen rope there.
Well,
I was going to try to keep this up for you.
A little bit of a velo drop there.
Maltby.
So Maltby for Simmons.
Yeah,
Yep.
for Simmons.
Seen that. He gets the single.
And then
what was that?
He takes second on the steal, and then a FO7 or L7 if it was me.
Well, again, a little nervous for the young man. He's a freshman. He was 84, 85. Now he's 79, 81. A little bit of a velo drop. Might be time to pull him. I just don't know if they know that yet. Something I always try to keep an eye on. And when we were shooting radar gun, when I was coaching at Christ School in North Henderson, if I ever saw like that 4-5 mile per hour velo drop, it's usually time to get him out. Nothing's wrong with them. It's just an endurance thing. It's the fifth or sixth inning we're in? Fifth inning. So he's pitched a heck of a game. You just worry a little bit sometimes. I mean, there's so many arm injuries out there. Again, we just learned today that Logan Oliver is probably going to have surgery on his arm. Truett Manuel from last year, he's already had a UCL surgery, I think, planned or underwent at NC State. There's a strike. So against number 9 hitter here, Zach Stanley grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. That looked like it had a little bit more zip on it. So that's strike 3.
Yeah, I was telling them about the MLB standings and we went through it all. I hate the Dodgers and the Padres.
Yeah. Well, Padres seem like they're trying to do it the right way. They're not necessarily they're not over the cap, are they?
Just like they feel like a wannabe Dodgers to me the last few years. They keep signing big names. It's like, oh, super team. They might not have the money to do it, but it's that West Coast flair.
There's a hard shot by Stepp, and this might put the Henderson Falcons on the board here. It will. So RBI single by Jackson Stepp. And it's starting something. Got to start somewhere. So that brings in Maltby from second base, and it is now 5-1. And hopefully it's not too little too late. 2 outs here. See if they can keep this rally going with the lineup turned over now. Grayson Payne to the plate. Grayson is 1 for 2. He had a single and a stolen base in the first inning.
Batting now for the Falcons, number 7, Grayson Payne.
We have a little latency there for a second.
It's weird. Camera 1's been going kind of wonky. Another one.
I was there shooting radar for a minute. Is our battery okay and everything?
Yeah, battery's good.
Okay.
There it goes. It's dropping off.
So Carver with a good game here for the freshman. It was 84-85, down 79-81. I will say that strikeout of Stanley looked pretty firm, though, so might have found a little bit of extra. They say that Payne went on the swing.
I don't know if he went on the swing, and I don't know if it was close.
Already called on the say it was a strike.
I'm up here a little bit. It was close, but dadgum.
Say this is just a tough time of the season for everybody. This is that mid-season lull. We've seen a few teams with some surprise losses this week.
Dave, ball gets away.
Franklin's going to head out to center field and allow Step to go to third. Still being bobbled around there. He should have stayed on his feet, maybe taking a turn. So steals second. And that's going to be an E2, allowing him to get the third. So potentially another run out there to score and maybe make it at least a save situation. 5-1, maybe going to be 5-2 here if Payne can come through. But, yeah, it's like this is where it's halfway through the season. Coaches are feeling it. Players are feeling the bus rides. Families are feeling it. Grades, academics, right? We're probably at the turn of a semester here. We might be heading into the final quarter maybe. Like, I don't know.
I don't know. They keep changing the calendars all the way around. I haven't been involved in this in a while. Both my parents retired.
This is definitely
But, yeah, it's at that point.
I see this time of year for coaches, players, all like get a little burnout sometimes. So, ooh, okay.
Little high there, Mr. Umpire.
So 2-2 here for Payne. Be a big spot for a 2-out hit. Going from the windup, so Step's going to want to get a good secondary here. See if he can score on a pass ball, dirt ball. Ground ball to first base, picked up by Nesbitt. He's going to take it himself for the 3rd out. Nesbitt, a good athlete over there for a big kid. Well, 1 run in on 2 hits. The RBI single by Step. Cuts into lead, 5-1.
Well, thank you to our broadcast sponsor, CamWood Bats, located in Haywood County, serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Get your game bats, trainers, tees, tutorials, and more, all available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. As part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure to use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website. And a big thank you to our travel sponsor this evening, Poppy handcrafted popcorn, helping Baseball University with the travel expenses we encounter throughout the spring, including gas, food, and in some cases, lodging. Thank you to Poppy for being our travel sponsor for tonight's game. Heading to the top of the 6th inning, brought to you by House of Power. We're right in their neighborhood. Just down the road, Sheldon Reed, former Clemson Tiger, former professional baseball player, founding House of Power, offering one-on-one lessons, strength and conditioning programs, facility memberships, and cage rentals for the greater Western North Carolina area. Baseball and softball, located just down the road off of Haywood Road. Go see them. Phone number is 828-595-4436, and their website is hophendersonville.com.
Been trying to keep up on his Facebook page a little bit. I know they had some hitting camps and youth camps there, or sessions they were doing. Be a good time for youth baseball to check in. All right, let's see here. Gonna go ahead and post the link again on Twitter to let them know we're watching a good game out there. All right. So top 6. Is Maltby back out again, or who we got? Jackson Step? Step coming to the mound? Is that who that is? Yes. So 1 inning by Maltby. Maltby gives up 2 hits, 1 run earned. Strikes out 1. walks 1, so 5 walks on the day for West Henderson pitchers. That's been a game changer there. And this will be Jackson Stepp. Stepp, a good young athlete, made state games last year for Region 8. We'll probably creep over there in a second and get a radar gun reading on the young man. It's going to be Lincoln Rogers, Luke Nesbitt, and Jackson Pavone. So top of the lineup. Not an easy task here for Stepp. Stepp trying to call his catcher Griffin Tillery out for a second, make sure they don't cross signs. Not sure if they're calling signs or if they have the pitch comm system too. I don't know how I'd feel about having somebody in my ear with pitch comm. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable pitching with something in my ear. First pitch swing, and Lincoln Rogers hits a hard fastball right back at the middle, even harder. So a leadoff single, man. They just keep, ever since that 3-run third inning, they just keep chipping away 1 run an inning. So same pattern here. Leadoff runner has reached base in 3 straight innings. So each one of those insurance runs coming on the leadoff runner coming around to score, leadoff hitter.
Rockets way. Runner advances.
Pass ball or wild pitch?
Pass ball.
Nesbitt here. One big swing could really put this game out of reach here. Nesbitt's the one to do it. Swing and slices one to left. That's going to get down. Robinson leaves his feet again. So a lot of left fielders leaving their feet today. That's going to be back-to-back singles here to start the 6th inning. So Nesbitt with a decent line on the day, 1 for 2, has reached base 3 times. That's going to bring Jackson Pavone. Pavone hit the ball hard his last time up, but right into the glove of second baseman Grayson Davis. It was his double in the 3rd inning that broke open the scoring.
The Rockets, number 17, Jackson Pavone.
And the NC Wesleyan commit. Could hit, could pitch at the next level. Can do a little bit of both. So 1-0 count. Was that 1-1?
1-1. Foul ball back through the field goal post behind us.
Doesn't count as 3, unfortunately.
I ever tell you the story about over at Irwin one time during summer ball? I fouled one off into a trash can.
You did?
I fouled one off into a trash can. Everyone's like screaming. I'm like, what? I just hit foul. Like, it went in a trash can. I was like, that's crazy.
There goes Nesbitt. Tillery's going to throw through. Quick
Ooh.
tag. Nope. He's going to steal it standing up. I will say, at least Jackie Corn has a plan on 1st and 3rd. They've thrown down a couple times. It didn't work out the one time it hit the runner, and Pavone came in and
You can
scored.
overhear him talking about the slide step. You got to be quicker to the play there, and he would have had him. I was still close.
Yeah.
Great throw by our catcher in front of us.
So Step here, looking for his first out. It's 3-2 count here. Say after this batter, I might roll out there and get a radar gun reading. First base is open. Swing. And that's what I like about Pavone. He's got a little bit of that Wade Boggs in him. Like, he can just slap it around. Like, he's like, I don't want to hit that one. Or I'm just going to foul that one off. Just scrappy. Makes things happen. He can play a lot of different positions for you. Decent pitcher. He's a basketball player, too, so he was late getting into the season. That's another reason you could kind of point to their record a little bit. They had some basketball players they're waiting for. I think they went pretty far in the playoffs, right? Didn't they do pretty well?
I think so, yeah, about 2nd, 3rd round, something like that.
Ball 4, good take. Well, base is loaded for Jesse Danner. I want to go shoot a radar gun here and see what Steps at.
Batting after Reynolds, number 8, Jesse Danner.
hitter up for the Rockets. Looks like they're trying to do corners in, middle back. Ball high, inside, chin music to the senior. 2-0 count. Corn coming out to talk with his pitcher. Good time to mention our home team sponsor. Thank you to JMK Builders, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing this game to coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the West Henderson Falcon prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches postgame.
Well, pitching mound visit here by Coach Corn. I shot a couple. It was 82. So, I mean, a little bit of heat here from Step, but walks, man. I was going to say that's the name of the game today. I think that is the 6th walk given up to the Rockets in this game.
Field count for Step. Taken all the way, ball 4 walks him in. Adds an insurance run for the Rockets as they go up 6-1.
Ooh, RBI walk.
For the Rockets, number 15.
So 81-82 on the fastball, but got to get in the zone here, boys. So everybody moves up 1. That's Lincoln Rogers that comes in to score. Score now 6-1, and that is the 7th walk.
A lot of free passes tonight.
Bounder. Nice little pick here. It's going to come home. That's the right play. So fielder's choice. What is that? 5-2. So that's Nesbitt retired at home.
Now for the Rockets, number 10, Brody Franklin.
Franklin up for AC Reynolds, sophomore.
Had that big RBI double last
He
time.
got
He hits another one
Big
here.
swing to right center field. 1 run will score. 2nd run coming in. First baseman throw. Play to plate. And he's out of there.
Oh! Maybe they say the leg got in. We're going to watch the replay here and let you kids know. So Pavone scores, and that is Danner that's been cut down at home. That is 8-3. Or no, it isn't cut home, down at home. So Danner scores. My bad. So 2 RBIs. So 2 RBI single for Franklin. Braden Davis on third base now. So, yeah, thought he had him.
We're about to watch this.
We're going to watch this replay here and give you our opinion. Mincy now up. Mincy's 0 for 1 with 2 walks. Scored a run in the 4th.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Chases a high fastball there, fouls it off. So we're watching it right here. 1 run scores. Big turn at third. I thought he had him. I don't know. I mean, umpire's right there. Maybe say slid his hand in or something. Got to be a little more aggressive with the tag, possibly. So Franklin having a great game. He's got 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs now. There's a hard hit. Oh, under the glove of the shortstop. That's going to score another run. That's going to be an E6. It's Grayson Payne that's moved over to shortstop there. So Mincy reaches on the E6. But with 1 out, I guess that's an RBI actually. So Mincy will be given an RBI on that. I thought there was 2 outs because of the play here. So, yes, an RBI for Mincy on the E6. Franklin now at second. So now that is pinch runner Cody Hudgens running for Franklin, the catcher. Looked up for a second. I was like, who is that? All right, so is that a base hit?
Yes, sir. Good job by Jones there.
So
Get it in
Fry,
from center to keep the run from scoring.
So Fry with the single. Mincy moves to second.
Double play still at bay.
Hudson's the pinch runners at third, so bases loaded. This game's starting to creep away.
Got number 6, Malcolm Anderson pinch hitting for the Rockets, the junior.
So is Carver. I guess Carver's out of the game now. It's the second time he's been pinch hit for. He re-entered the game after Porter Davidson hit for him in the 5th inning. So now here in the 6th, it's Anderson, Malcolm Anderson. He sends it up to center field. Hudgens tags. Oh, he drops the ball. It's getting a little ugly out there, folks. So E8, still an RBI, right? You reward the RBI because he was tagging up. I think we looked that up in one of our games to make sure that was the rule. So Hudgens comes in to score the run. Mincy moves up to third, Fry to second. It'll be an E8 RBI because of the sac fly that was in play, and that brings Lincoln Rogers up. And we have hit around, folks. We're still in the 6th inning as Lincoln Rogers' second AB started off with a single. So 10-1, and we are getting close to the old do we have to cut Chad McMahon from the sponsorship reads. So Lincoln Rogers can push one more run across here. West Henderson will have to come into the bottom of the 6th with their backs against the wall. Potentially a 10-run mercy rule. Stepp, good athlete, though. Made state games last year. Just very wiry, good athlete in general. Can play a lot of different positions for you. Playing shortstop tonight before coming into pitch. That ball's going to get back to the backstop. We'll see if there's a play, and that is going to be a wild pitch. Scoring Mincy. Fry moves up to third, Carver to second. So first base is open at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 runs in. 6 of them in this 6th inning. So big game for Reynolds. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is potentially a turnaround game for them if they can close this out. West Henderson's going to have to regroup, especially after learning they lost pitcher Logan Oliver for the season. Some of these young arms are going to have to step up if they're going to try to compete for conference and potentially a deep playoff run. Stepp moving quickly. Strike 3. So Rogers out looking. And we have 2 outs officially. So a lot of sponsorship banners out there on those West Henderson walls. Almost gives you a minor league feel to it. Always love seeing the Poochie Corn banner out there. Famous, famous around here, but just well-respected coach of West Henderson. I think he won the state champion. There's a hard line drive up the middle by Nesbitt. That's going to score 1, and they're going to go base to base here. So RBI single for Nesbitt. That's going to score Jaron Fry from third base. Pinch hitter Anderson moves up to third.
Yeah, that was the 92 state championship for the Falcons, Poochie coached.
Related to Jackie. I was talking to Jackie about it one day. He said, yeah, somewhere down the line we're related. I don't know if he knew him terribly well, you know. But again, it's kind of full circle to have another Corn coaching here at West Henderson win a state championship. So last 2 state championships won by Corns.
Only 2 state championships.
Only 2, that's right. They didn't win any back in the day?
Nope.
No.
I was looking to see if Reynolds had won any back in the day. They had some great teams and great runs, but I mean, Coach Palmer's telling us about that one time.
Oh, yeah, when they played them in the playoffs in like 90s. Oh, and that's going to sneak under the glove of Davis. And it's just one of those games where it's kind of falling apart a little bit for the West Henderson Falcons when you're on your heels a little bit, backs against the wall. So it's not an RBI with 2 outs. It will not be counted as an RBI. Anderson scores from third. Nesbitt moves up to second. And again, with 2 outs there, that will not be counted as an RBI in the box score. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one to go back through. Well, what are you thinking for CamWood Bats player of the game early on here? I'm still thinking maybe the starting pitcher, Carver. You know, he seemed to be dealing pretty well. Brody Franklin has 3 RBIs tonight on 2 hits. He's caught up his battery mate pretty well.
Coach Corn coming out to make a change. It's a good time to mention our away team sponsor. Big thank you to Hickory Nut Gap, sponsoring the time that Baseball University puts towards marketing its game to coaches pregame and editing and posting highlights for the AC Reynolds Rockets prospects with recruiting and scouting content on social media for the coaches postgame. Thank you to Hickory Nut Gap for being our away team sponsor this evening.
Night's done for Step. He goes 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Hard to tell how many of these are earned without a game changer in front of me. I ain't going to lie. Let's see. 1, 2. I'm going to say 2 or 3 of those are unearned, but this is where I need game changers help, you know, when it comes to errors and whatnot, you know, what's earned, I don't know. But looking through these box scores a little bit, like maybe you can tell me, oh, wow, Madison beats North Henderson 8-7.
That's a big upset.
Wow, especially after North being on such a good roll. Out of conference, you know, is what it is.
Wonder who they threw.
Well, hey, I'm going to go through these box scores. You tell me if any of these guys pick your attention for CamWood Bat player of the game. Luke Rogers, leadoff hitter, 3 for 4 with an RBI, 2 runs scored. Luke Nesbitt is 2 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a hit by pitch, 1 run scored. Pavone is 1 for 4 with a double, RBI, and 2 runs scored. Jesse Danner, 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI walk, 2 runs scored. Braden Davis, 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Brody Franklin, 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs.
There's your answer.
I would say I'm leaning towards the pitcher Franklin. We'll see here. Mincy, 0 for 2 with an RBI, 2 runs. Jaron Fry, 1 for 3 with a single walk and a run scored. Carver 0 for 2, Davidson 0 for 1, Anderson 0 for 1 with the RBI.
I like that Franklin line. I like the multiple RBIs.
Say it's just hard to. Here's why I'm leaning Carver. You ready? No walks.
Yep. How many strikeouts?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks in 5 innings. Struck out the side there in the 4th. Trying to see single K, RBI. Yeah, it's an earned run. So 1 earned run on 1, 2, 3, 5 hits. And again, we'll see if he comes out. I have a feeling that he's done because they pinch hit for his spot twice. You can't re-enter again after that. There's ball 4. So Danner goes down to first base. That's his 3rd walk of the game, and the bases are loaded again. And on the bump for us, I believe this is Is that number 11?
Yeah.
So Stratton Taylor. First look at Taylor. Say Duvall is your pitcher of record for the loss. What's up, buddy?
Don't put all that on Jackson. It was out there. He ain't been on mound since middle school.
Who, Step?
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing all right. I mean, Velo's okay, but
Well, he ain't been on the mound since we just don't have no pitching.
ground ball here back to the pitcher. See if they can make a play. Duvall makes the snag. It's the third out.
That long time ago, he blew that one home. That umpire did.
We did watch the replay several times. It looks like he got him. The only advice I'd give Griff is like fall on him, you know. But we watched it 3 times. Looked like he got him. So got a hit though. That's the other. Well, the other thing too.
Head to the middle of the 6th.
Hold on.
16 sponsor.
Hold on.
House
Let me
of
see
Power.
here.
Are you looking to take your game to the next level? House of Power is a baseball and softball facility located in
This
Mills
was the
River,
real
North
key
Carolina.
today.
If you are a baseball or softball player in the Western North Carolina area who wants to improve their skills and train like the best, check them out. House of Power was founded by former Clemson Tiger and professional baseball player Sheldon Reed. They offer one-on-one lessons for hitting, pitching, and catching, strength and conditioning programs to develop explosive power, facility memberships you can train on your own schedule, cage rentals for individuals and teams as well. They are conveniently located in Mills River, just down the road. Check them out online at hopharrisonville.com to learn more. That's hopharrisonville.com. And as part of our partnership with House of Power, use the coupon code BBUWNC for a 25% discount on your first lesson. House of Power is also our sponsor of the big swing of the game. You got a big swing?
Brody Franklin's double was pretty solid. I think that's my favorite hit of the game. Jackson Pavone had a strong double, but I think that was more of a slicer. Franklin got into his a little bit. So I'm going to go with Brody Franklin's big swing. RBI double there in the 6th. Or excuse me, in the 5th.
Well, when was Brody's RBIs? They were in the 6th, so the score
That's what I'm saying.
didn't matter then.
It's not that it didn't matter. It's just that he was collecting his RBIs. He put him up 5-0, and then they were well into it after his next RBI. Like I said, I'm still leaning towards Carver.
For the Falcons, number 2, Brady Duvall.
Duvall up for the Falcons, trying to muster a comeback near the bottom of 6th, at least play the last inning. Need to score 3.
I'll say all I'm going to do is put 8 runs, but question mark for earned runs for Step. Velo is fine. It was 81, 82. He's got some potential on the bump. He's going to have to fill some innings for Coach Korn at some point, so you got to get him in there and start getting him battle tested. Here's Brady Duvall. Brady, not necessarily the start he was looking for, not where he was at versus Pisgah. Sends this one all the way up to the Starlink satellites. And nobody calls it, so that's going to be E. Who's closest to it? 6. Who's number 6?
That's an interesting call there.
What position was that?
The pitcher's number 6, but the pitcher's not supposed to field that ball. The first baseman's supposed to field that ball.
You want to put it on the E3?
I don't know. No one touched it.
I'm gonna put it on E1. He was the closest one. Sorry, bub. I ain't giving a hit for that though.
It's where you bump up your high school batting average. A lot of coaches would give that a hit.
I ain't giving that a hit. There ain't no way.
But whose ball is that? Is that the first baseman's ball? Is that the second baseman's ball? Because traditionally, first baseman's calling that ball until the second baseman calls him off. But it looked like they were having no part in it. Across the infield.
Or no, number 8 on the bump. Sorry.
Yeah. That's definitely E3.
Or no, who is that? Number 6. I'm sorry. Golly. So that's Malcolm Anderson pitching. All right, so final line for Carver. 5 innings, gives up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits, 1 run earned, walks 0. That's the big key for me, kids. No free base runners. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Ks. Don't think he hit any batters. So winning pitcher of record as long as Anderson and the Rockets can finish this out. So this is Nathan Klepp hitting here for Davis. So pinch hit opportunity here. Klepp, I believe, pitched in that game yesterday versus Brevard. They won by 1 run. They were up 9-3 going into the final inning. Brevard gave them a little bit of a run. So
Another base runner.
Mr. Klepp going to go down to first base with a walk. Don't call him a PO yet. And now Griff Tillery back up. Griff not having a great day. 0 for 2. He had a really strong AB in that first one. I think he saw 10 pitches. But he's trying to get that, try to stay away from that golden sombrero, the full K day. So good young freshman. He's looked good behind the plate. Made a couple strong throws down there to second today. Green, you know what I mean? You're young, you're freshman, getting your licks in. Swing, pop fly foul.
There you go, Dad, right at you.
There he is. I see. Oh, is that over the fence?
Feel like I walked.
I hate seeing your dad in West Henderson colors, but granted, he did say that he found it at Goodwill, so as long as he's not spending high dollar on it.
He wears West, he wears Polk, he wears North.
Well, he just supports good baseball. If there's a good baseball game in town, Coach John Street's probably there watching it.
How many candy bars has he got tonight?
He's here for the candy. Nice pitch, but down and in. Nice mix, though.
It's a good eye by Griffin.
Yeah, Tillery's going to be a good ball player. So Jackie Corn got a pretty solid-looking JV team as well. They walked it off today on some interesting plays. A drop pop fly that the kid, it was 2 outs. The kid just kept running hard. I think he was on second. He came around and scored the tying run, and then shortstop threw it away on the next play to score the go-ahead run. So that both these JV teams look pretty strong, to be honest. So a lot of good talent in the pipeline for the Rockets and the Falcons. So Falcons trying not to go down quietly. It's ball 4 again. So back-to-back walks here for the Falcons. Loads it up, and maybe something special can happen. If Asheboro can beat North Gaston 25-1, then anything can happen in a game. Still looking for confirmation on whether that's real or not. Someone fell asleep. Someone had a stroke on top of the Max Prep scoreboard app is what I'm thinking. It's still in there as 25-1.
Someone reported it. There's just no way.
Can you type a message on there and just be like, is this real?
For the Falcons, number 1, Neil Robinson Jr.
Dates.
Looks like Burns is up 12-0 on East Gaston. Shocker. Burns is still one of the strongest teams out there.
And they want to play the full 7, I guess.
Yep, so Neil Robinson in there. He's 0 for 2. Stuart Kramer, 10-0 over Huss. Madison, golly, they're putting themselves into consideration. If they would have won that Mountain Heritage game, they might be in that top 10 for us right now. Henderson playing Pisgah. If anybody listening to the chat has a East Henderson Pisgah score, let us know. Hendersonville and Smoky Mountain. It says 9-6 Smoky in the 4th. So if anybody's got a Smoky Hendersonville score, send that our way too through the chat or text me. Swing, and Robinson hits a tailor-made double play ball up the middle, and it's going to score 1 run, but that is not an RBI technically. So GIDP 4-6-3. That eliminates Tillery, and Klepp is going to move over to third base now. So just like that, things calm down very quickly. So the rallies are raced. And now the final opportunity is Simmons. Simmons gets into one, but it's going to hold up for Turner, and that is out number 3 of a 6-inning game. So we got to take a little bit of time to thank Chad McMahon because he's our 7th-inning sponsor. So let's go ahead and do that.
Yeah, thank you to Chad McMahon. Chad McMahon State Farm is proud sponsor of Baseball University. Just like your favorite baseball team, State Farm is here to knock it out of the park with great insurance coverage. From home and auto to life and health, they've got the right coverage to protect what matters to you most. Give Chad McMahon State Farm a call or send him a text to 828-452-0567. You can also feel free to stop by his office in Waynesville. Working together with you, they'll make sure you have customized, tailored protection to your individual needs with world-class local service. Chad McMahon State Farm, here to help life go right. Head to the Meineke postgame. Meineke is a pregame and postgame sponsor for Baseball University of the Blue Ridges, Western North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series with numerous locations in the West North Carolina region. There's no better spot to get your vehicle seen and serviced, whether it's an oil change, brakes, mufflers, tires, and wheels, AC, you name it. Meineke is doing car care right in WNC. Got some box scores.
So we'll go through West Henderson real quick. Jackson stepped 2 for 3 at the Ribby and a stolen base. Struggled on the mound, but velo 81-82 there. Grayson Payne 1 for 3, stolen base. Brady Duvall 1 for 3 on the bump. Duvall goes to 3 innings, 3 runs, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. His velo is 81-84. Flying through the rest of the box scores, that's about it. Now for AC Reynolds, Lincoln Rogers, again, he has ability to play in college, but I think he's just going to go to school. 3 for 5, 2 runs, RBI. Luke Nesbitt, Cleveland Community College commit. He was 2 for 3 with the Ribby, had a stolen base, a walk, hit by pitch, scored a run. Jackson Pavone, 1 for 4 with 2 runs scored, a walk, had the RBI double. Jesse Danner was 1 for 2 with 3 walks and 2 runs scored. Gotta love that. Braden Davis was 1 for 4. Had an RBI fielder's choice, stolen base, and a run scored. Brody Franklin, I really liked his stat line tonight. 2 for 4, 3 ribbies. Had actually, it's not his run score. That was his pinch runner. Mincy was 0 for 2 with 2 walks, an RBI, and a run scored. Jaron Fry was 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored and a walk. And I guess we'll let Hunter talk about the CamWood Bats real quick.
It's time to announce the CamWood Bats player of the game. But before we do, let's thank our headline sponsor, CamWood. CamWood located in Haywood County, but serving baseball and softball players across the nation. Game badge trainers, tees, tutorials, and more are available for purchase at www.camwoodbats.com. As part of our partnership with CamWood, make sure to use that coupon code BBUWNC for a 10% discount on all purchases through their website.
Well, maybe I'm a little biased towards the pitchers, but it is a CamWood bat, I guess. We need to get a CamWood rosin bag. But I'm going to go with Duncan Carver, the freshman. Goes 5 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run, 0 walks. That's really the big thing for me tonight because, again, on the other side of it, your West Henderson Falcons had, count them, 8 walks and a hit by pitch. So too many free passes. So Duncan Carver shows if you fill it up and you give your guys a chance to field it behind you, you give them a chance to win. He had 6 Ks, 0 walks. That's the big thing tonight. So 5 hits, 1 earned run. Duncan Carver, congratulations, your CamWood Bats player of the game. We're going to run out there here in a minute and give you your bat.
Well, that's it for this evening's rendition of Baseball University's West North Carolina Scout and Streaming Series. Thank you again to our sponsors, Meineke, Bloom Patch Farms, Hail Tax Solutions, American Legion Post 70, Hauling Solutions and Grading, Nova Pitching Performance, House of Power, Chad McMahon State Farm Insurance, and of course, CamWood Bats, as well as our travel home and away sponsors, Poppy Handcrafted Popcorn, Hickory Nut Gap, and JMK Builders. Thank you again for tuning in, and catch our next broadcast tomorrow as we... Big rivalry in Haywood County.
Could be some blood, folks.
Pisgah 6-5, 3-2 in the conference. Travels to Tuscola 10-3, 7-0. Game starts at 7. Pregame 6:30.
Maybe we'll do that game from right field.
That would be kind of fun. And as always, college coaches, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to hit up Coach Cook for any questions about our prospects.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and tell you one last time to check out our Patreon. Want to help support us? Visit the Patreon at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC. The more financial support Baseball University of the Blue Ridge can earn, the more coverage of West North Carolina baseball we can bring you. West North Carolina College Tour Series, the High School Scout Streaming Series, American Legion Post 70 coverage, weekly media content, highlight films, and more. Choose which tier is right for you at www.patreon.com/bbuniversitywNC, and hit that tip button on the Twitter. Stay connected to us across all our platforms. Like and subscribe on YouTube. If you did watch this game, please like and subscribe. www.youtube.com/@bbuniversitywNC. Like us on Facebook at Baseball University of the Blue Ridge, and follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram at @bbuniversitywNC, and check out the website at www.baseballu.org. Well, the Rockets
I was going to say
go to 5-6 on the year. Falcons fall to 8-6.
It's a big win for the Rockets. Try to turn around their season here. They definitely have a playoff potential. Again, Duncan Carver, congrats. We'll get you here in just a second. We talked about it, but we'll show the flyers tomorrow. We got some prospect filmings we're announcing. We want to make sure that our 26s, 27s know about it so they can get signed up. But yeah, just a great ball game overall. For the Rockets, I think it's a big old wheel turner for them. I think they're going to get on a roll after this. So, checking out.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.